Days Live. We are live for this week's Smackdown. Smackdown is, I don't know if it's live actually. I think that it is changed. I think they've changed and tweaked a few elements of this week's Smackdown. Obviously, we know there's a lot going on with the coronavirus. And we are going to cover that. We're going to talk about a lot of the news that's out there, because there's a lot of news out there. I did a quick video earlier just kind of talking about some of that news, and we are going to go through it in this video. There's a few other bits that we need to talk about that weren't in that video earlier. Obviously, we've got a big weekend coming up as well. There's so much to go through. It is just crazy at the moment. So much to talk about. Sadly, most of it is bad news. But, you know, we're going to try and do it with a smile on our face and do the best that we can. So, hope everyone is okay. Hope everyone is well out there, staying safe. Make sure that you are staying safe. We've said it a few times now. It does seem like the US is going through a bit of a second spike at the moment. And certainly the US won't be alone. They're kind of predicting that us here in the UK may have a second spike at some point as well. So, as I said, you know, I doubt you guys over there will be alone. But, yes, it is quite moody at the moment. But then, that's very much the vibe of 2020, isn't it? Quite moody at the moment. Right, so what I'm doing is I am a little bit late setting this up because I could not find the control for the TV, which is such a minor thing, but I really needed it, and I couldn't find it, and so I am a little bit behind as a result, but let me just send this tweet out, and then we will be good to go, and I will be able to bring you up to speed. I'm a little bit in the dark as to what we're actually going to be watching tonight, because originally we were meant to be getting Drew Gulak against AJ Styles. We was meant to be getting Sheamus and Jeff Hardy with that toast that Sheamus was going to be doing. And there was quite a few other bits that were going to be on the show. Everything has been removed from WWE.com apart from the tribute to The Undertaker. It seems like tonight we're getting a tribute to The Undertaker. Now, I don't think it's going to take up the whole show, but it's going to take up a fair bit of the show. We know that we're seeing the Boneyard match tonight, and a few other things as well. So, I'm just looking at last week's show, and it's quite interesting because it's on TV right now, and obviously the opening segment is Renee Young in the ring with AJ Styles, surrounded by other superstars, and we know that Renee Young has now got the coronavirus. Now, we don't know at what point she got it. Obviously, if she had it there, that is a big problem. Fingers crossed she didn't, and obviously fingers crossed that she makes a full recovery very, very soon. But, yeah, I forgot that she was in the ring with AJ Styles just last week, touching the Intercontinental Championship and everything. So, well, yeah, we've got so much to go through. Luke's World! Hey, hey, ho, ho. Wrestling Days, I'm back. Shout out to you, Luke's World. Hope you are well. Shout out to my big brother, Jamie, says Matthew. Shout out to Matthew. Shout out to Jamie. I am going to get to you guys in the chat in a second. As I said, I just need to let the world know that we are live. So, Boneyard match is going to be shown tonight between Undertaker and AJ Styles. Obviously, we saw that first at WrestleMania this year, but they're going to be replaying it tonight. I mean, I honestly, after that, I'm not too sure. I mean, Jeff Hardy, Sheamus segment. I'm just going to put Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, question mark. I'm just going to have to put plus much more. I've got no idea what we're going to see tonight. Feels like they're really having to book this on the fly and change a few things around. I'm wondering if it's because next week they haven't recorded a show yet. So are they having to save some stuff back for next week just in case they can't get a show recorded? Are they having to space this week's show out across 2 weeks because they don't know if they can get next week's show recorded yet? It's the only thing I can think. So that, and also we was meant to be getting AJ Styles against Drew Gulak. So there we go. Right, I've tweeted it out. Feeling good. Let's jump into the chat. Say hello to a few people. Boom. Like and subscribe. Shout out to you, Monica King. Waleed says 1 hour. Undertaker will take an hour. What, half of the show? They might do that. How was your day? My day was all right, thank you. I've got loads of news to go through. James Chadwick says, I don't mind if the whole of SmackDown is going to be a tribute to The Undertaker. I would, to be honest. I think that there's a time and a place for it. And I think that if they want to do a tribute to The Undertaker, then I'd kind of like some notice. I mean, like, to relive... I mean, Undertaker's my favourite superstar. But I would really like some new content. I'd really like some new storylines. And certainly as we're building towards Extreme Rules, for us to skip a week for the build towards Extreme Rules to basically see a recap show. I mean, if they're going to do it in an interesting way, if they're going to do it in an interesting way and they're going to have interviews with people and they're going to have celebrities sharing their thoughts, and Undertaker's going to talk about his favourite matches and Vince is going to say a few words. Sign me up. Sign me up, because I think that would be brilliant. I think that would be fascinating, but I've got zero faith that they're going to be able to give me that kind of a show. What a tribute to The Undertaker really means is, oh my God, there's a coronavirus. We don't know when we can record. Let's just quickly throw some video clips up. To me, that's what it seems, right? That's what it seems. It seems like, I'm sure they were going to do a little Undertaker thing, but now with coronavirus, they are literally just going to have to try and milk this. And then, things they had planned for this week, maybe they do them next week. I really don't think this has got much to do with The Undertaker, to be honest. I could be wrong, but that's my vibe on it. I think if you're going to do a tribute to The Undertaker, then take a little bit of time. Take a bit of time. Let's get some interviews. Let's get some, behind-the-scenes information. Let's hear from Vince. I think there's so much interesting stuff that you could do. So much interesting stuff. Well, first of all, you've got to have the man there. If you're going to do a thank you Taker tribute to Undertaker, Undertaker needs to be there. Do we think we're going to see Undertaker tonight? Because I don't. This very much strikes me. The fact that we didn't even hear about this last week. There was no mention of this or anything. It just makes it seem a little bit lastminute.com to me. As like, we need to fill some time. We need to fill some time. What can we do? Well, everyone's talking about Undertaker. Do you remember Thank You Taker was trending for a few hours on Sunday? We'll go with that. That'll do. So, if I thought it was going to be done better, then I'd be on board. But I am a massive fan of Undertaker, and, I'll be the first to say it's not going to be a chore to watch the Boneyard again, because I think at the moment that's probably my second favourite cinematic match. I think Edge Orton, the greatest wrestling match ever, is probably the first. But, the Boneyard for me was probably about second. And, no chore to watch that again. And actually, now we know what to expect from it. It might be quite interesting with fresh eyes to kind of go back and rewatch it. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that tonight, if I'm being honest. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, I'm intrigued. I kind of hope that there's not going to be a crowd, but as I said, I don't think it's live, so I think there's going to be. Because the US is now going through a second spike at the moment, I very much would like them to lose the crowd again. I know the crowd have brought a lot, but we didn't have the crowd before. And now we're going through this second spike. I think we should get rid of the crowd again, to be honest. So, yeah, I just don't want them putting people in harm's way, you know, or any more so than they have. Jerry Smith, no worries, dude. Classic Taker could be interesting. I've watched The Boneyard so many times, says Ben. In fairness, I've watched it a couple of times as well, yes. John says, Days, I disagree. Taker doesn't have to be there for it to be a proper tribute. He doesn't. I agree with that. He doesn't have to be there. My point remains, though, that I think that this isn't a proper tribute. I very much don't think that there's been a lot of thought that's gone into this. I still stand by the fact that, to me, this is to kill a bit of time. You might remember that when we first went into lockdown, WWE were actually showing old matches that would take up part of the shows. I remember that we were all like moaning and groaning. I mean, some of them were all right, but we were watching whole Royal Rumble matches. Do you remember that? Just so they could kill some time. And honestly, behind the scenes, things are burning at the moment. Things are not great for WWE, and I just get the vibe this has got very little to do with The Undertaker. Very little to do with The Undertaker. And if I was booking an Undertaker tribute show, I would want the man there. I'd want to hear from him. I'd want to have a few words said, you know. I'd maybe want to interview Kane. I'd maybe want to talk to Michelle McCool. Definitely want to be talking to Vince McMahon. Now, if they're going to do that, if they've got that kind of, you know, content ready to show us, then fine. You know, I'll be the first to say, actually, I was wrong. Actually, this has been planned and thought out, and I wasn't expecting it to be this in-depth, but I'm not expecting that. I honestly think this is just to kill time, and it's a bit frustrating, to be honest, because I think Undertaker deserves better than that, but let's wait and see. Virginia says, my grandson, London Askew, has asked me to give you this. Thank you very much, Virginia. Thank you very much, London Askew. Really appreciate the support, my friend. Hope you are well. And excited for whatever we're going to be seeing tonight on SmackDown. So shout out to you guys. Thank you very much. Days, do you watch boxing? I do. I can't wait for it to return. Run with the Hunted says, rumours are that WWE are going to clean up their roster regarding problematic wrestlers. Yes. Also seen a couple of tweets, Velveteen Dream's days are numbered. Yes, I've seen those messages as well. In regards to a little bit of news, let's just go through what I've got so that we're all on the same page. Sportskeeda are reporting that there are now 30 positive tests within WWE. We know some of the names. One of the producers, former wrestler, Adam Pearce, has come out and said that he is one of those. Kayla Braxton, which is massive news. Kayla Braxton. And apparently this is the second time that she's caught it as well. She had it originally back in March and I didn't know. So she had it in March and she recovered and now she's caught it again. So this also means that if you catch the coronavirus, you can get it again, which is also something else I didn't know. I kind of thought if you caught it once, it might be like the cold, that's you done for the year kind of a thing. No, you can catch it once and you can catch it a second time. And Kayla Braxton has. So Adam Pearce, Kayla Braxton, we know about Renee Young. Jamie Noble has come out and confirmed that he has contracted it as well. So, but as we said, Sportskeeda are reporting up to 30 positive tests. I've not seen that confirmed.
DJ Tezzy is a legend. They donated $10 via Super Chat. Hey Daza, everyone just wanted to say please, please, please. Be safe out here, guys, and of course be kind to each other.
Shout out to you, dude. Shout out to you. DJ B Tazzy saying, just please, please, please be safe. And of course, be kind to each other. Yeah, shout out to you, man. So, they're reporting 30 tests. We haven't seen that confirmed. We know some of the names. As well as that, Ric Flair is no longer going to be attending the Performance Center. I can see that Heather's saying there's no way that Undertaker would be there. It would be a risk to his health. And yeah, I agree with that. I think they do need to strip things back. And they do need to lose the crowd. Personally, I apparently they're going to be wearing masks, but for me, that's not enough. I think that, wasn't it the other day, the US reported their third highest day of cases. Now, I know this is dull, and I know this is boring, and I know this isn't maybe what you tune in for, that's super positive, but welcome to 2020, right? You're going to struggle to find super positive in 2020. We just want the same things. All of us just want the same things. We want everyone to be safe, and yeah, if we can still have a safe, good show, then, you know, I'm sure that we're all on the same page with that. And I gotta tell you, there's some real concerns. 30 superstars or 30 people, let's put it that way. Maybe they're not all on screen. Some work behind the scenes, but up to 30 people are being reported now. Some of the names like Kayla Braxton, Renee Young. We know that there's some in-ring talent as well, but they haven't revealed themselves. And the kind of messages we're getting is that there's still going to be a crowd, but now they're going to wear masks. It's like, what? What are you on about? Just don't have a crowd. We went like ages. We went months without a crowd. If things have gotten bad again, then let's not have a crowd, you know? Because people now starting to say WWE should stop. Should stop. There's a lot of reports saying this is bad. Like, stop. So, I don't know, man. It's on fire. It's on fire at the moment. Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section, in the chat. Would you continue? Would you stop? What would you do? I don't know what I would do, to be honest. I totally understand that they've got a TV deal that they still need to deliver on. And so I don't know what the legality is of that, because WWE relies very heavily on those TV deals. That's where their money comes from. Obviously, they're not getting anything from ticket sales at the moment. So it is a rock and a hard place. I do understand that. But I think at an absolute minimum, get rid of the crowd. At an absolute minimum. Then, on top of all of that, of course, we've got the speaking out movement and the allegations that were made. And today, we've heard that Travis Banks and Ligero have been released. So they are no longer a part of the WWE. Also news about Tessa Blanchard, which you will have seen. She has been released from Impact. She has been stripped of their world title. So, man, there's just so much. And it's all bad news. But I want to get it out the way now in the first 20-odd minutes. So that whatever we get, we can focus on it and, do you know what I mean? Have a bit of fun. That's what we're here for. We're here to have a little bit of fun. Have you heard about what's happened in a Glasgow hotel? I haven't. No, I haven't. I've been just drowning in a sea of bad wrestling news. Monica says, I would stop the crowds and I would limit people that go to the PC. Rockstar Anch 2 says, can I get a shout out? Shout out to you. Days, I don't mind a Taker tribute, but since his age, I don't think he will be there. No, I agree with that. But again, if this was planned, right? So this keeps going back to my original point. My original point is I'm totally fine with the tribute on The Undertaker, and I would be totally fine if the whole show was a tribute to The Undertaker, but it should be planned, and it should be... You don't want to see just video clips of Undertaker matches, surely. We've seen them before. Like, you can go on the network and watch them, right? So you surely want more than that as wrestling fans. Like, maybe that will appeal to casual fans that don't really watch that much. But, you know, if you're joining me, there's a good chance that you're certainly a good hour before it begins, you're probably a hardcore wrestling fan that will have seen these matches before. So my point is, if they're going to do a tribute, let's you know, give us something good, you know? Even if Undertaker can't be there, then have they got some exclusive interview that they did at his house? Have they got an interview with Kane? Have they done anything with Vince? I keep coming back to the same point that I don't think that's what you're going to see tonight. What you're going to see tonight is filler, just to kill some time. And I've got a bit of an issue with that, because I think that Undertaker deserves better than that. But we'll see. We will see. We'll see if they've got a trick up their sleeve. I think removing the crowd is a step backwards. WWE should be testing more. Yeah, but America has taken a step backwards. America just had its third biggest day of cases, so there is a step backwards that's been taken. So I think you have to react to that step backwards. You know, you kind of, if WWE were concerned before to the point where they didn't think they could have a crowd, then how do they justify having a crowd now? Because if you couldn't do it before, and we've just had the third worst day, and I don't even know what today's going to be. Could be the fourth worst day, it could be the second worst day, it could be the worst day, I don't know. How do you justify having a crowd now? So I totally get what you're saying, that in Vince's eyes, it's going to be seen as a step backwards. But the coronavirus has come back with a vengeance. This is coronavirus 2, the revenge. So we need to act accordingly, you know? It's kind of like saying, yeah, I was wearing a mask in April, but I can't go back to wearing a mask now, because that's like a step backward. But it's like, yes. Yes, because the coronavirus has come back. Not that it ever went away. Lauren says, reports say that they have asked superstars to say their relationship with The Undertaker. Okay. Well, let's have a look and see. Let's see what they've got up their sleeve. William Hensey, violent people will use whatever is there. Oh, I didn't see what had happened in Glasgow, but I'm guessing that's more bad news. Random question. What is the saddest... Chalmers! Come on, man. No. Come on. You had an opportunity there, Chalmers, yeah, to get us out of this doom and gloom, right? This stream is nowhere near where I want it to be. I want to be sitting here talking about rainbows, flowers, unicorns, all that kind of stuff, right? The last thing we need is, what is the saddest At what point, Chalmers, did you sit there, right, and go, okay, let's do a random question. People love these. Okay, I can sense that this stream is quite down. Let's do saddest promo. What's the saddest Chalmers, you're not helping. Come on, man. See Wrestling, shout out to you. Here's some sunshine. Look, See Wrestling's here. C, which stands for Cuddles. Cuddles Wrestling has arrived. So, shout out to you. Anna Dawes!
Anna Dawes is a legend. They donated £9.99 via a super chat. WWE need to be more transparent with cases to the employees. Deadly game to play. WWE should have more sense. No crowd.
Right, Anna says, let me read it out because the voiceover man, do you know what I mean? He'll do 10 seconds and not a second longer, right? Anna Dawes says, WWE needs to be more transparent with cases of their employees. I have read reports from a number of different sources saying that WWE superstars are getting their news from the internet, right? They don't actually know what's going on. They don't know how many positive cases there are, who's tested positive. They're finding out stuff at the same time we are. There's no big meetings going, right, this is where we are, apparently. And this is what I've read from a number of different sources. So when Anna talks about WWE being more transparent, what she means is they need to You know what I mean? Let everyone know, get everyone on the same page. How bad is this problem? This is a deadly game to play. WWE should have more sense. No crowds, essential people only. Scale back numbers of staff exposed. I'm sorry, but I don't watch you when wrestling is on because it's too much noise. That's all right. I appreciate you joining us now. What do you think of Tessa getting fired? I haven't really got an opinion on it, to be honest. I think that my thing with Tessa was there was allegations made against her. I wanted them to be investigated, right? Because I wanted to know the truth. If you're going to make her your world champion, if you're going to have her as the face of your company, right, then you might want to just make sure that she doesn't have, you know, a racist background, if you will, and has used racial slurs against people in the locker room. And not only that, there's allegations about bullying and just lots of stuff, you know. There's also rumours that companies like WWE didn't want to sign her, even though she's obviously very talented, because of her attitude backstage. Apparently she's got a really bad attitude, and actually that's why she's been fired. This has got nothing to do with those allegations that were made of bullying or racial slurs or anything like that. From what I'm reading, they've asked her to provide some footage for, is it Slammiversary that's coming up? And they've not received anything. So they've got in touch with her and said, look, can you get us some promos? Can you do us some... Do you know what I mean? They haven't seen her since the start of the coronavirus thing, which is fine. Fine. Do you know what I mean? If she don't want to be around whilst this is happening, I totally can understand that. So I've no issue with that. But they've reached out and said, look, can you record something for us? And they've not got anything back. And she's their champion. She's their figurehead. Do you know what I mean? So they've just gone, well, forget this. And so I think that's why they've parted ways. There's been no confirmation on that, but their message, their communication when they announced they'd parted ways with Tessa was quite cutting. I don't know if you saw it, but there was no messing around. No messing around, so it's very interesting stuff. But a lot of people are saying, is she going to go to WWE? Is she going to go to AEW? I don't want her to go to either, to be honest. If she goes, right, I hope there's an investigation done to figure out, like, you know, what the truth was behind those allegations. If they were all lies, then absolutely push her to the moon. But the rumours are she's very difficult to work with. Random question number 2. Who is the funniest wrestler you've ever met? There we go. That's it, Chalmers. Now we're cooking. Let me know, guys. This is much better. Right, half an hour in, we can start to change course now. Yeah, we were going down to Moodyville. Right, we're going to change course. We're going to turn the wheel. Yeah, we're going off to Happy Town. Right, who is the funniest superstar that you've ever met? I gotta be honest, I've not met that many superstars, and when I do, I don't tend to spend long in their presence. So I don't know who I could say was the funniest superstar that I don't know that I've ever had a funny encounter with any suit. That's bad, isn't it? I kind of feel like I should have at least one story where I had a laugh with someone. I can tell you one of the nicest, and that's Cesaro. Cesaro was incredible. Cesaro is everything you think he's going to be. Like, he's a great wrestler, but also you think that he's going to be down to earth, really cool, kind, nice guy, and he absolutely is. He's all of those things. And I've got a lot of time for Cesaro. He was great. Braun was great as well, actually, but Braun got to a point. I was there for a good few hours with Braun, and I wasn't talking to him. He was doing a signing, and I was there whilst he was doing it. And I have to admit, they were like, throughout the whole 2 hours, they kept going up to him going, right, can we just get a quick picture of you with this? Okay, and now can you get a picture with this? And they kept going up. And Braun, fair play to him, turned around at the end and he was like, guys, how many more pictures do you actually want? Like, can we just get this done in one go? And he had a bit of a kind of fired back. But in fairness, in fairness, I can see his point. It's not a story of Braun being moody. Like, they just, do you know what I mean? If you want him to have pictures taken with someone, just do it before he sits down. He wasn't having a go at people, by the way. These were the people that were organising the signing. They wanted him for promotion reasons, you know. They wanted him picture with a figure, now a picture with an annual, now a picture with a whatever. Yeah. So I saw Braun wobble a little bit, which was quite fun. But he was great when I spoke to him. I had a little interview with him at the start. Only about 5 minutes or so, but awesome. Really nice guy. But Cesaro was great as well. So I haven't really got any stories of funny people. Ross Vape says, will Tessa go to A&W or McDonald? What? I don't even know what's A&W? I don't know. What's A&W? Do you mean AEW? I don't know what A&W is. Shout out to you, Pablo Gamer. What is your favourite Undertaker moment? That's a good question. Favourite Undertaker moment? Favourite Undertaker moment? Man, there's loads. I'm trying to think of narrowing it down. The one that's in my mind is King of the Ring, obviously, with him against Mick Foley. But that's more of a Mick Foley moment than an Undertaker moment, I suppose, isn't it? But him winning the title at Survivor Series was really cool because I didn't expect it. Like going back at 1991. I love that. There's a moment as well that comes to mind, which I really love and no one ever talks about. And it's Royal Rumble, I want to say maybe 2008. And Great Khali is in the ring. And Great Khali was like, we got up to number 30 in the Rumble. And Khali is chopping everyone. And they're all going down. And Michael Cole is like, Khali is going to win this Rumble. No one can stop him. He's absolutely destroying everyone. Who can stop? Who can stop the Great Khali? And just as he says that, like the countdown clock gets to number 1. Number 30 comes down. Gong. Oh, it's such a great moment. I love that moment. And it's a moment not many people talk about. But I just love those where you've got, you know what I mean? Khali was just cleaning house. And I know Khali, you know, now you look back would go, yeah, he wasn't the best. But obviously at the time, he was just this massive guy who was like just destroying everyone in the Rumble. Who can stop the Great Khali? And then number 30, out came The Undertaker. It was really cool. Really, really cool. I love that. And then you've got just some great WrestleMania moments. And yeah, there's loads, man. Even like his vignettes where, you know, he would do stuff in like the graveyards and stuff. Some really great moments. Happy Fun Friday, Miss Clown One, shout out to you. Says, not a moment, but I always remember that OTT choke slam to Shane off the top through the announce table. What's the meanest wrestler you've met? I haven't really met a mean wrestler, to be honest. I haven't met that many wrestlers. I haven't met enough wrestlers to tell you of any stories, you know. I haven't got any stories of any mean wrestlers. I've only got good stories. I mean, I bumped into Natalia in a shop in Birmingham in the UK. And they were actually in Birmingham that night. I was going to the show. And she was in a shop in the town. And I bumped into her. And she was like running around trying to find some. Clearly she needed some makeup or something. And I saw her and I was like, oh, should I ask her for a picture or not? I didn't quite know what to do. So I was like, just do it. It's one of those where it's like, you're going to regret it if you don't. So I was like, Natalia, I'm really sorry. Can I just get a quick picture? And she was like, yeah. That was it. I was like, awesome. Have a good show tonight. Something like that. And I left her to it. But the picture came out a bit blurred, in all honesty. I don't know. I think I was in such a rush. I was just like, right, just do it, go, let her go. I wasn't really waiting for things to stabilise and whatever. So the picture came out a bit blurred. But I think that features in one of my Birmingham toy hunts, that picture. So it is out there. So yeah, I mean, like I've only got stories like that where the superstars have been really cool. Who would you like to be the first wrestler to move from AEW to WWE? Don't know, man. I mean, they've got some good talent. I would love to take Britt Baker, to be honest. I think that'd be quite high on my list at the moment. I think Britt Baker, if you get Britt Baker, then, there's a lot of concern Adam Cole might leave because obviously Britt Baker is his partner and she's in AEW. So I think that Britt Baker coming over is going to really add to the women's division. I think she's going to be happier. He'll be happier because obviously they're together then. And I think it'd be quite interesting. It's always quite interesting when you've got couples. I mean, look at Lana and Rusev and what they achieved. And obviously now with Becky and Seth. So, yeah, I think if you have Britt Baker and Adam Cole, that'd be quite cool. And then, of course, the obvious choices, like I'd love to have Cody back. I'd love to have Kenny Omega and Jericho back. But realistically, they're like executive vice presidents. They ain't leaving AEW. So I think that realistically, Britt Baker would be high on that list. Days, I love the moment when Taker dragged Diesel under the ring in the cage at In Your House 96, says James Chadwick. Wrestling Days fan says, I don't think any AEW star will go to WWE. Jerry Smith says, the Taker moment with Carly was Royal Rumble 2007 instead of 2008. Well, there we go. I was close enough. Considering I had to just pull that off the top of my head, I'm quite happy with being a year out. Andrea says, when are we doing more toy hunts? Well, I was going to do one yesterday, but I actually did something that I never ever do. And that was I went onto the website to see what was in the shops. I never do it. I never go on the website to have a look and see what's there because I always, if I haven't been in a while, I know I'm going to find something new. There'll be something new, right? Even if it's just one figure, there'll be something. But obviously Smiths have been closed for months and they've not been getting deliveries. And I don't know what's in the shops. So I had a quick look yesterday to see what they had. And it was not good, right? It was not good at all. I was looking at like loads of figures to see if they had any new stuff close to me. And they just didn't have anything. They didn't have anything new. I kind of came to the conclusion that I could go, but I don't know how great of a toy hunt it would have been. There's very little point me going, having a look around and seeing the stuff we saw last time. And unfortunately, that seems to be the story of 2020 at the moment. It's the worst year, maybe ever, for toy hunts. Because everything's online. If you want new figures, they're online. Smiths are getting stuff, but they're not getting much or many of it. And my local ones are not great. Not great at all. So I'm waiting for them to get some good deliveries in, which I'm hoping will be soon. So, keep your eyes peeled. It's very much on my radar. Online, how dare you? Oh, I've not bought any online. I just went on to check to see what they had because the good thing with Smiths is you can actually see what they've got in stock at all their stores. But I never do it because, as I said, whenever I go, I know that I'll find something new. But yeah, I wasn't too confident I would this time, and I'm really glad I did. Swamp Manor says, Days, apparently another Black Wednesday is coming. Hello, Brad. Hope you are well. Hazza says Smiths are sold out of Fiend figures everywhere and you can only pre-order them. I've pre-ordered one, so I'm happy. Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to get to the conclusion now that I don't think I'm going to be able to find Fiend in the shops. I really wanted to do that toy hunt. I really wanted to try and go and find him, but it's not there. It's just not there. I think this is going to be an example of a figure that it's going to come and go. Do you know what I mean? By the time they get any kind of stock, it'll just go to people that have pre-ordered it. And then before we know it, we'll be moved on well into the next series. And they'll be on the shelves instead. So we all knew that this figure was going to have high demand, and I don't know how many they made, but clearly it was not enough. So, what is your favourite Taker attire? I don't know, actually. I don't like American Badass. I never liked American Badass. So that would be amongst my least favourite. I didn't like Ministry of Darkness either, which might surprise a few people because that attire is quite grand. But for me, it was quite gothic, and I didn't really like that look. I wasn't feeling it. That wasn't really what I really like the original, the grey boot coverings and the. Do you know what I mean? Like, he was an Undertaker. Very much so. We saw vignettes where he was making caskets. We saw him make Kamalas, you know? He was actually planing the wood, and he was, like, making the caskets. So I very much liked it when he was an Undertaker, and, you know, his ring attire kind of... I don't want to say reflected that, because there's not many Undertakers that wear what Undertaker was wearing at the in the early 90s, but it's such an iconic look, you know? And with the gloves as well, you know, he used to, like, pull them down and choke slams and all this kind of stuff, and, yeah, it's cool. So, maybe the original. Maybe the original. I wasn't really a fan when he went to purple. I didn't really like the purple. I preferred the grey. And then, as I said, like, Ministry for me got a bit too gothic. I was never into American Badass. So I suppose my second favourite might be when he went back to being the Dead Man. And he kind of mixed up his look a little bit more, and he started to wear, like, MMA gloves then, didn't he? Rather than, you know, the 90s gloves that he had. So, Mark Clark, shout out to you. Days, do the Hey Mandy. Hey Mandy. From the Otis and Asuka dance. The Otis and Asuka dance. I remember the, Hey Mandy. When he was all shy and retiring. Tessa is dating Will Ospreay. Good for her. I'm still waiting for The Fiend from Wrestling Shop. Oh, I'm sure it's on the way. Isn't Tessa with a wrestler named Dagger? Oh, she is actually. Yeah, she is. She is with Dagger. I read that the other day in an article. Yeah, you're right. What is the best Hell in a Cell match ever? A lot of people say the first one with Undertaker and Shawn. I got to tell you, I really love Undertaker Triple H from 28, and special shout out to New Day and the Usos as well, which I thought was exceptional. Really great match, that one. There's been quite a few. Hell in a Cell is quite a good match. I like it as a match style, so... Jennifer Lockhart, shout out to you, my friend. Did you like it when Taker had the mask on? Not really. He broke his orbital bone.
Jennifer Lockhart is a legend. They donated $10 via Super Chat. Orange Cassidy needs to stay with him. WWE would never be able to use him right. Hess stepping in the ring with the likes of Jericho there. In WWE head.
So shout out Jennifer Lockhart. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Says Orange Cassidy needs to stay with AEW. WWE would never be able to use him right. He's stepping in the ring with the likes of Jericho. In WWE, he would never get out of the mid-card. Do you agree or disagree? There we go. Fire in your responses. Do you agree or disagree? Which way do you think that will... which way do you think that would go? Do you think that they would use him right? Or do you think that they would totally botch it? I think they'd botch it. I agree with you. I think they'd botch it. I think Vince would like him, in all fairness. Vince likes comedy. And if he's presented with the idea of a wrestler that's a bit... can't be bothered, you know? Like, when he needs to, he can go. But most of the time, he's like, right, what am I doing today? I think Vince would see the entertainment in that, but Vince likes sports entertainment, and I think he'd see the entertainment in it. But in regards to booking him and pushing him and using him in main events or using him against big names, I think they would struggle. I think he'd go the same way as R-Truth. You know, Orange Cassidy would be in the 24/7 title picture. That's what Orange Cassidy would be used for. So I agree. Aaron Reynos says, can you show us the dirt that you bought from the Boneyard? I wish I could, but I don't have it. Unfortunately, the Boneyard dirt, I don't believe was available from Euroshop. I don't think it was. Certainly I didn't see it there. I had to get it from WWE Shop, which is based in America. And anything that I buy in America, I've got an American postcode. It's kind of like I panicked when they brought out the Firefly Funhouse boxes. If you're based in the UK, or actually anywhere, you might find this information quite interesting, because I didn't even know that you could do this, right? But apparently, if you can go to, I use a company called My US, okay? It's called My US, and they're just a shipping company, and I think you pay like £7 a month, right? So not much, $10 a month, right? And they give you an address so that you can then have stuff posted to it, and then when you're ready, they will send it over to you. How great is that? Like, that blows my mind that service even exists. So now I can buy things from WWE Shop, give them that address, it goes there, and then I just get in touch with them and they send it to me. Obviously, you know, I have to pay for all the charges and stuff like that, but, I mean, it's not that much, in all fairness. And it allows me to get things that otherwise I just wouldn't be able to get. So, yeah, the Boneyard Dirt, unfortunately, it's at my address, but I just haven't requested the box yet. I normally wait till I get, like, several items, and then I do it. So, I should be getting that. I will request that very soon. And I am looking forward to it, very much so. So, as soon as I get it, I will show you. So, shout out to you, Aaron. Shout out to you. Imagine if The Undertaker was the Gobble Gobble Man. Yeah, Gobbledygooker. Who said that, Chalmers? I know that's not his name, but who cares? No, it's a better name. Gobble Gobble Man is definitely a better name. You've absolutely cracked that. Are you excited for Dan Hooker versus Poirier tomorrow? I am excited, yes. I'm always excited when it comes to UFC. I actually tweeted out... Hang on, let me finish my other story. The reason why I said you might find that last story interesting is because I think they do that all over the world. So if there was stuff in the UK that you wanted to get, then you might be able to get a service similar if you're in the US that will ship stuff from the UK. Or if you're watching and you're in the UK, just know that that is something that exists and you can do the same. I've been able to get like Firefly Funhouse boxes, which weren't available in the UK. I was able to get them that way. That's why I did it. That's why I started it. And Boneyard, and you know, I can start to look now for like those US exclusive figures, and yeah, you know, go on to like eBay in America rather than just eBay in the UK. Yeah, it's really good. I really recommend it. So that's that story. In regards to Hooker Poirier, I'm very excited. Always look forward to the UFC. And I also tweeted out my schedule for streaming. So that is on the Wrestling Days Twitter account. And also, after this, we've got a brand new Wrestling Escape Pod. And I'm not... Look, straight up, this is weird. It's a weird one, right? I thought trying to fill 40-odd minutes last week with Eva Marie was quite difficult. Linda McMahon was impossible because she hasn't done that much. She's done a lot behind the scenes, but I'm not going to talk about her political career. And a lot of what she's done behind the scenes, we haven't really got information on. So we're kind of like, do you know what I mean? Trying to fill that out is not easy. So we do go off into some wonderful, wacky tangents. So I'm just giving you a heads up now. Tonight's Wrestling Escape Pod I think it's fun. I had a lot of fun. I was smiling as I was editing it, so I think it's fun, but it's a weird one. We get screwed on Euroshop. We should be able to get the same stuff. Hey, I love Euroshop. You know I love Euroshop. I love them because they love me. So I'm totally biased. I'm totally biased when it comes to Euroshop. And there's a couple of new items. There's a couple of thank you Taker shirts that are available now. So if you wanted to get a thank you Taker shirt, you can. There's a great Andrade shirt. I mean, it's nothing that special. It's white, and I think it's got like Tranquilo. It's got red on the edges of the sleeves and the collar, and it's just a nice pattern. It looks cool. So I thought that looked really smart. New Jeff Hardy shirt, new Eddie Guerrero belt. I always like to show you the belts. In fact, let me do that whilst we've still got a little bit of time. I will try and show you that belt. Let's go. Vape Ross Vape says, Days, not the best time to be buying Florida dirt. Yeah, true. I don't even know what I'm bringing home, do I? That's a really good point. That's a really good point. Is now the right time to be importing dirt? Do you know what? Can I even import dirt at the moment? I don't know. Is someone going to look at it and go, no, you can't have this? Oh, could you imagine if there's going to be a problem? Can you imagine if the UK government won't let me have my dirt? I'll kick off. Honestly, I'll kick off. I'll go right storming down to Boris Johnson. Give me my dirt. Where's my boneyard? Where's my piece of boneyard? Right, enough about that. Let me show you this sick belt. This is the Eddie Guerrero belt, which I've just managed to save in a folder that I never looked. I never looked to see what folder I was saving it in. There it is. Look at that. I love belts. I am such a belt fanatic. They call me Belt Man. Here we go. Let's make it a touch bigger. Look at that. So that is the... I mean, I've probably could have done a better job of sizing it, but whatever. That is the brand new Eddie Guerrero Championship. Obviously, he never won a belt that looked like that, but it's just inspired by him. But yeah, it's the undisputed belt. Obviously, on rather than it being on just a black strap, they've put it on this Latino heat strap, which is really cool. And you can see the one side, it says lie, cheat, steal. So an Eddie, that's such a great belt. It looks really cool. They're doing a really good job with these Signature Series belts. They've done a Shawn one, and a Hogan one, and a Bret Hart one, and an Undertaker one. I really like this Eddie Guerrero one. Looks really cool. It's an interesting idea to kind of go back and give them what their own custom belt might have looked like, you know? So, very nice. Cool looking belt. That belt is awesome, says DJ B Tazzy. I agree. Cold coffee. Ugh. Right. I don't mind cold coffee as long as it's meant to be cold. If it's hot coffee that goes cold, ugh, horrible. Right. I want that belt, says Monica King. It's a beautiful belt, isn't it? It is a beautiful belt. Right, friends, we have got, unbelievably, just over 5 minutes to go. As we said, we don't quite know what to expect. I'm under the impression this is going to be a show that's going to be largely as advertised, but it's just going to have some tributes to The Undertaker. And it will have the Boneyard match. Now, the Boneyard match was 20-odd minutes long. So we know we're going to lose a quarter of the show to that now. I don't mind watching the Boneyard match again. But just be aware that that's happening. That's a thing that's going to happen. And actually, I think this will do quite good for ratings because Undertaker's a massive name. People, you know, if it's going to be an Undertaker special show, an Undertaker tribute show, they might get a few people jumping in for that. But, of course, they're going to have to push forward a few other storylines. I don't think they're going to just drop everything. I'm not sure what we're going to get in the way of matches tonight. I don't know if we're getting AJ Drew Gulak, which was advertised. I don't know if we're getting Jeff Hardy Sheamus, which was advertised. We're going to have to wait and see. We're going to step into the unknown. Drew Gulak, AJ, and a toast with Sheamus, says Creed. That was advertised, but then it was also taken off of the official preview. It's not on WWE.com anymore, so... Days do the Asker dance. Can I get a shout out? Shout out to you, Johnny. Johnny Montgomery. Shout out to you. Derek says, Days, obviously won't happen, but in replay of Boneyard, if The Fiend appeared mid-match, like where they were in the original match, like went back in time or attacks at the end, that would be a surprise. That would be a surprise. Cosmic Joe Rising says, everyone get your masks ready. Swamp Manor says, I was once in an elevator with T-Bone. He's quite a big guy, Tyson T-Bone, so I'm amazed you managed to fit in to the elevator with him. Days 2020 sucks because Anderson Gibb lost to Jake Paul. Well, I think we can all agree that's where it started to go wrong. That, for me, I think what you've done there is you have pinpointed the moment that things started to fall apart. John says, I'm lurking because I'm eating. Fair play. Days, answer. Are these better as a heel or a face? Bayley, heel. Hardy. Face. Britt Baker, heel. Seth Rollins. I think he's good at both. I think, like, what he's doing at the moment's all right. I think when he was with the Authority, it was better as a heel. But, man, when he was doing the Monday Night Rollins stuff as a face, that was probably him at his best. So, if I've got to pick him at his best, I'd say Monday Night Rollins face was when he was at his best. But he is also very good as a heel. Kristen says, shout out. Hello, Trini. Hope you are well. So, essentially, this is all Jake Paul's fault. Yeah. That's who I'm blaming. That's my life's motto. If something's wrong or goes wrong, blame Jake Paul. Boneyard match is 20 minutes long, plus 4 advert breaks in the middle. So, it'll be about an hour. That's true. Yeah. What is better, AEW or WWE? Just depends on the segments, doesn't it? AEW have had some better segments than NXT. NXT have had some better segments than AEW. Ben Russell says, Days, I've ordered a Fiend lantern, and I can't wait for it to arrive. In my mind, you're sat in the dark, Ben. You're sat in the dark, and you've got no source of light. And you needed to get yourself some kind of a lantern. And you've decided, you know what? If I'm going to buy a lantern, I'm going to buy the Fiend one. So I hope it arrives and brings light to your life, my friend. Hello to Lone Star Friend. Hope you are well. Right, we are just seconds away from going over. Here we go. Right, how are we starting the show? That's my question. We're starting with Undertaker at Survivor Series 1990 walking out, and then a few shots of the dead man. Right, here we go. Undertaker. Welcome to the dead man's yard. Undertaker promo? It's not a promo, really, is it? Video package. Let's go with that. Undertaker video package starts. Smackdown. So we're just seeing clips from various Undertaker moments. Thank you, Taker, says Robin813. The show is going to start with the Undertaker tribute. Well, there we go. Gonna just knock this down a touch, a whisper. There we go. Well, that's better. I feel more central now. Right. Yes, it is just Undertaker doing Undertaker things. Take a tribute, yeah. Paul Bearer was amazing. Facts. That's a solid impression. Years of experience. He's done so much. He has done a lot. He's one of the greatest of all time. He's had one of the greatest careers of all time. I mean, 30 years, you know. He is the epitome of WrestleMania. Undertaker saved Raw and SmackDown. If he hadn't have been there, no Raw or SmackDown. Thank you, Taker. Empty the Trash says that's within temptation. I did things my way. I'm going to leave my way. The cowboy really rides away. So they're taking this notion that The Undertaker has retired. I still firmly stand by the fact that I don't think he has. I think he comes back for at least one more match. I mean, I think what we can agree is that by and large he's done. Do you know what I mean? I can't see any major storylines or feuds or anything. If he's coming back, it's just going to be a couple of one-off matches. So I think we can all agree that by and large the career is over. I do still think there's one more match. I do still think there's one more. Thank you, Taker. So, on the entrance stage, we've got the superstars saying thank you, Taker. It's a little strange seeing superstars do that. Undertaker's legacy. I don't know how I feel about superstars standing on the entrance stage chanting "Thank you, Taker." Especially when there seems to be some people in the crowd that could have done it instead. But perhaps there's not that many in the crowd. I don't know. Hashtag thank you Taker is what they've got in the top left corner. So they're calling it his final match. Michael Cole just called it his final match. So are we going to go to Survivor Series 1990? We are. So, there's Brother Love as well. So, we're seeing Undertaker at Survivor Series 1990. He was part of the $1 Million Man's team. He was taking on a team that consisted of the likes of Dusty Rhodes, Heart Foundation. It's really cool. It's a really cool way to debut someone, actually. They don't do it that often, do they? Thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like a major pay-per-view, mystery partner, and then someone comes out and we go, who's this guy? Do you know what I mean? Normally, if it's a mystery partner, you're thinking CM Punk or a name that we know. But we'd never seen this guy in WWE before. So, yeah, really cool. Undertaker and AJ Styles, the Boneyard match. We've got that coming up next. So we're going to get that out the way. Boneyard match coming up next. Look at the size of that. Days, how are you? I'm a little drunk. Can't believe Taker has retired, says Liam Costa Costa. This is seemingly going to be the whole show. I'm not sure. I don't know. I still can't tell. I still can't tell if it's going to be the whole show. Sophia says, Days, my favourite Undertaker moments are when he chokeslams Edge through the ring at SummerSlam 2008. It's such a funny moment. And he's Hell in a Cell with Triple H at WrestleMania 28. He made everyone's childhood special. I agree with that. Not many men can say they've been with WWE for 30 years through hell and high water, says Real Deal Stewart. Chalmers says, did Undertaker predict that Cerrone is going to retire when he says the cowboy rides away? Maybe. Robin says, Days, this was clearly planned. I'm not getting that vibe yet, to be honest. So far, I've seen some video packages that can be done in 5 minutes. So I will have to agree to disagree on that. I just realised the 2 Undertaker matches I saw live, which was Undertaker Bret Hart with HBK as a special guest ref, and Undertaker versus JBL, and he had lost both matches. Wow, that's your fault, Lenny. That's your fault. You was a bad curse. 7 minutes in and we're at an ad break, says Dave in real life. Is it a new Boneyard match? No, Tyler, no. They're showing us the WrestleMania one. J14 says, I was lucky enough to see Taker wrestle in person before he retired. Best promo ever. Batista and Triple H arguing over each other. Give me what I want. Wrestling Days, they should have cancelled SmackDown and then had a show dedicated to him. At least they could do that for The Undertaker, says Scott. Is AJ Styles having flashbacks yet? I don't think so. I mean, I do think that AJ flashback stuff is so interesting because it does suggest, and it did suggest, that it wasn't over, you know? Like, AJ was still being tormented in a way by The Undertaker. And they keep coming back to that. The tradition is you don't win your last match. And Undertaker did. Those are the things that stick in my mind. Those are the things that just make me think, there's got to be one more. I mean, like, Survivor Series is going to be his 30-year anniversary, isn't it? Now, granted, he might just make an appearance. I'm sure they'll at least mention it. So he might just make an appearance and it might not be a match, but I struggle. I really do struggle to believe that that's it. It's just a few things that just niggle, you know? There's a few niggles. Brandon says, why can't we just have a full show of Linda and Eva Marie? Eric Haberman says, Days, how are you tonight? I am doing well. Well, that's good, my friend. That is good. Right. Tribute to The Undertaker. So Roman and John just talking about Undertaker. The bar for respect is The Undertaker. Anyone remember when Taker used Johnny Cash as his theme song? Yeah, that was cool. That was only a one-off, wasn't it? Who are you picking for the main event tomorrow? I'm leaning to Poirier. Right. Boneyard match time. Here we go. This was shot so well. And I'll tell you what was really interesting about that Last Ride documentary was seeing how much work they had to put in to decorate that place. And just like the fact that it was basically just a shed. It was a nothing place, really. And the amount of work they had to do to decorate it and get it set up was really quite impressive. And this was cool. The music playing, making you think it's Undertaker arriving in a hearse. And then a druid steps out, or druids. Open up the back, there's a casket. And it opens up, and inside is AJ Styles. I bet that was quite a comfortable way to travel, actually. AJ says, this isn't so scary. Does anyone remember when NBC replaced Undertaker's theme tune with a song of Katy Perry's? I don't remember that, no. When was that, Jim? Austin316 says, I'm here. Hi, Days. How are you? Also, thank you, Taker. Here we go. Here's Taker on his bike. We've already done a watch-along on this during WrestleMania, haven't we? This is a second watch-along for the Boneyard.
Austin316 is a legend. They donated $10 via Super Chat. Austin316 says, I'm here. Hi, Days. How are you? Also, thank you, Taker.
Absolutely. William Hensey says, it's weird watching this a second time with you, Days. It seems like only yesterday we were telling our grandchildren as we sip our beer, you are 21 forever. It is a bit strange to watch it again. Well, I mean, not strange to watch it again, but to watch it again on the channel as a watch-along, you know? But at least we know what to expect this time. And I am going to be the first to say that this was not perfect. Like, I thought, like, visually, it's 10 out of 10. It's so impressive the way that it's filmed. And we hadn't seen anything like this for so long. This kind of a cinematic style. You know, you go back to Hardy, you know, Ultimate Deletion and things along those lines. So it'd been a while. But the way it was done, and it being in a Boneyard, and it being Undertaker and AJ, and there's so much great stuff. The trash talking as well is really good. Come on, boy! You wanted this! Get it! He made it personal, didn't he? AJ, by talking about Mark's family, his wife. Quite interesting as well, because when Undertaker smashes this window in a second, they had to stop filming and pick out all the bits of glass. They show you that on the Last Ride. It's really good, really interesting. Hunter Crawford, shout out to you, my friend, says, Days, what's your thoughts on Taker potentially doing one more match in front of fans? Who would you want it to be against? Yeah, I think there should be one more match with fans. I think there will be one more match with fans. Here we go. He's grabbing AJ. Who should it be against? Maybe AJ. AJ picking up that win against Undertaker in a proper wrestling match. The wrestling match that this was meant to be. Again, in the Last Ride, you see that this wasn't the plan. The plan was never to do a Boneyard match. The plan was a proper wrestling match. Undertaker was going to face AJ. As we go to commercial break. 16 NBA players have now tested positive. Days when NBC had their WrestleMania 27 special. Okay. Wow, I didn't know that. Jim dropping one of his knowledge bombs. B. Wright says, it was amazing to see Taker win at WrestleMania 22 in Chicago in person. Will always be a memorable moment for me. OCZ, man, shout out to you. Today is 33 years of Mark Calloway wrestling. Wow. That's amazing. He called him Alan. Yes, that's AJ's real name. Florida has now got 9,000 cases of COVID. How are WWE still running live shows? Well, I think some of what you're seeing is recorded. I don't believe this is live. So yeah, I mean, look, we don't know what the future's going to hold with all of that. So very much just going to have to wait and see. Here we go again with these darn commercials, says Monica King. Hope you are well. Will Gallows and Anderson be edited? No, I don't think you could edit them out, could you? Could you edit them out? Plus also, they were a part of this match. Just because they don't work anymore. I mean, they haven't gone to any other company yet, so no, I think they'll be in. Days, how's your day been? Yeah, not the longest. I was up quite... After I finished streaming yesterday, I was up really into the early hours. I mean, I was still up, coming up to pushing lunchtime here in the UK, as I was trying to edit the Wrestling Escape Pod. Every week, that takes 5 or so hours to edit, to find the pictures I need and drop them in and whatever. So, yeah, I was doing a lot of work with that. So, other than that, I've slept, got up, caught up with the news. Obviously, saw the news about Travis Banks and Ligero. Did a quick video on that news, just to get it out there. In case anyone hadn't heard, those two have been released by WWE. There's rumours that the Velveteen Dream could be on the chopping block, and Velveteen Dream could be let go very, very soon. That's just speculation at this stage. I don't know what's happening with that. But that's a big rumour that's doing the rounds that I've read. And, yeah, I mean, it's all, as we said earlier, it's all just bad news. It's all just bad news at the moment. When I hear about a second Spike, I think about Spike Dudley. Yes. Tessa Blanchard, Joey Ryan, and Michael Elgin have all now gone from Impact. Yes. Is it Taker all night tonight? I don't know, to be honest. I think you're going to get Taker throughout the show. The only match I've heard them advertise was Boneyard. And we're getting that first. So I think you might find first hour is Undertaker, and then maybe we move on. Velveteen Dream for AEW, says Rockstar Anch 2. What do winners do with their trophies? I think they donate them back to WWE so they can be shown at Access. Days, it would be awesome if they show that Fiend flashing and disappearing thing during the Boneyard. It's not going to happen. I'm ready for the Rumble 93. Yeah, that's this weekend. Do you think this match will be all night? But they're just going to stretch the Boneyard out over 2 hours, maybe. Maybe. If they're going to keep interjecting with this footage from... I'm sure all these little talking heads things are from Last Ride. Days, do you remember the young heel that Undertaker beat up to never be seen in... Oh, dude, he's beaten up a lot of young heels. You might have to specify a little more. Tyler, shout out to you, dude. Is Velveteen gone? Not yet. No announcements, but there's rumour. Where is Bray or the rest of the crew? We might have to wait and see. Right now, we don't know if it's Undertaker Tribute Night all night or if it's going to be the first hour, or... I think almost certainly it's going to take the first hour. Dave Christ has also been let go from Impact, says Jim. Did Cesaro ever face Daniel Bryan one-on-one? I would think so. But I can't recall it. Days, even if Taker doesn't wrestle at Survivor Series, I would like a stare down between him and The Fiend. Days, the guy must have been referring to Muhammad Hassan. Yeah, could be. I don't know. I mean, there's quite a few people Undertaker have faced over his 30-odd years. But yeah, Muhammad Hassan could be a name. Ahmed Johnson, Hall of Fame. I don't... Oh, that's a tricky one. Ahmed Johnson, Hall of Fame. Let's have a look, see what he achieved. I know he definitely won IC. So, he did win IC. That was it. Q-Weight Cup in 96, and he won a Slammy as well. But that's all he won. Feud 98, joined in 95, left in... I don't know. That's a difficult one because he's got about 3 years with WWE under his belt, which isn't very long. And you look at his achievements and IC champion. That is... that's a difficult one. Botch on the bottom thing again. Even a defeat to Undertaker puts you over, says James Chadwick. Well, look, we're back with the Boneyard, and Undertaker now is having to take out these druids that just seem like absolute imbeciles. They're about as Undertaker here. Strikes coming in. Yeah, I would have liked it if someone had helped Taker. Just because, like, the fact that he beat up all 3 members of the OC and all those druids on his own is a little bit... Not a major complaint. Don't get me wrong. Still love the Boneyard. I've got dirt coming, right? That's how much I love it. Going boom. He's using a broken shovel. UFC tomorrow, yes. I wanted Kane to help Taker, yeah. Or Sting. Kane or Sting to arrive and help Taker would have been epic. Could you imagine all 3 members of the OC beating him up and then someone else arrives and it's either Kane or it's Sting? That'd be epic. Do you remember at this time as well, we were wondering who the Unholy Trinity was? He kept talking about this Unholy Trinity and couldn't figure out who it was. And I remember talking at the time thinking, is it going to be Kane and Sting and Taker? Is that the Unholy Trinity? But it turns out the Unholy Trinity is Mark Calloway, Undertaker, an American Badass. So Undertaker is down. AJ was just unloading on him. That's gotta be Kane. Chalmers says maybe Mankind as well. Days, what place do you think the dirt is from in the Boneyard? Well, I'm hoping it's AJ's grave. Ooh, I want a piece of AJ Styles' grave. You don't get much dirt as well, by the way. I don't want you thinking that I've got like a... You know what I mean? It's like a little... It's about that big. Little pot of dirt. It's crazy. As soon as it comes, I will show you. I should have it now. If I had it now to show you, that'd be epic. AJ charging at Taker, and they knock down that fence paneling with a big spear by AJ. As we go to another commercial break, yes! Another commercial break. Love it. Days, I think there's still a chance that we might get a Funhouse where Bray talks about Taker. They probably picked random dirt from a house. Yes. Yes. And I'm fine with that. Because it's in an official plaque that WWE have provided. So, do you know what I mean? I kind of feel like that it's still going to hold its value, you know, because WWE are claiming that it's from the Boneyard. I say hold its value. Already it's probably worth £1. Its value's already gone down like that. Because everyone's going to look at it and go, that's just some dirt. And I'll be like, yes. From the Boneyard. What do you think about the horror show tagline? Yeah, I like it. They're going to do a cinematic match, aren't they, with Bray and Braun. And the rumours are... Someone said... Oh, I'm rubbish with remembering who sends me stuff. I do read who sends me stuff, and I really appreciate everyone that does. Someone sent me an article that... and in the article it said that apparently this is going to have horror... This cinematic match is going to have horror references. Like what we did a video on the other day, and we were talking about it. And apparently some Terminator-type references. I don't know. Take from that whatever you want. I can only tell you what I read and what I see. But apparently, something to do with the Terminator and horror references. I haven't got a clue. It sounds like something that I'm not going to like. To be honest. I love The Fiend. I love the Funhouse. I'm totally on board. But what I love about the Funhouse is that for me, it's always like Bray and a split personality, you know? Like, it could be believable that Bray's got this split personality and, you know, his happy side is Funhouse Bray and his dark side is The Fiend. I like that. I find it quite interesting. I find it intriguing. But now, I don't know if they're going to start doing weird stuff. I don't know. Let's see. Let's wait and see. Great American Bash put Muhammad Hassan through the stage and no one ever saw him again. Is Braun going to become the Terminator? I don't know, Jaden. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I think we're almost certainly going to see Rowan. They've been showing us Rowan a lot, so... what's the hacker's identity? The hacker is... I don't know who the hacker is, to be honest. I mean, I'm still of the opinion it's Shorty G and all that. Really interesting Shorty G video that was sent to me by John. Shorty G has put a video out, very upset, very angry, saying that he can't believe people are saying his win over Mojo was an upset. And he's upset that people are calling it an upset. So, yeah, it seems like Shorty G is, I don't want to say turning heel, but he's definitely getting an edge. Edgy G, that's what we're getting. Moody G. Moody G. Do you think Shorty G listens to Kenny G? I hope so. Right, we're back off the commercial break. We are a quarter of the way through. We're about, I don't know, halfway through the Boneyard. I know who the SmackDown hacker is. Cheeky G. Rowan was one of the wrestlers that was released many weeks ago. Yes. And there's rumours that they are trying to re-sign them. Awful G. Is there any update on Big Match Mansoor? Big Match Mansoor? No, do you know there's no... There's not. That's amazing. There isn't. You would think that Big Match Mansoor would be used at least on NXT. But no. No sign of him. That's a really good point. Where is Mansoor? Where is he? I don't understand. Yeah, that's a really good point. The commercial is finished. Commercial has finished. We're just looking at some stock footage of Undertaker. The whole show is probably going to be Undertaker. You have blown my mind. Maybe he's stuck in Saudi Arabia, maybe. Why do you always wear a beanie? I can't be bothered to do my hair. And plus also now my hair is a mess because it hasn't been cut. Do you know I haven't cut my hair in 2020? That's a true story. I've not had a haircut in 2020. I'm starting to look like AJ Styles. AJ says, you just don't have it anymore, old man. You don't have it anymore. Those are some bad noises by Undertaker, aren't they? It's proper old man noises. I was worried for him here. I thought he was done. Sticks the finger up and they blur it. Come on. He's wheezing as well. And there's us going, one more match, one more match, one. The poor man's wheezing. He will be coming down to the ring in a stair lift. Very, very soon. Honestly, if you told me this was an Ozzy Osbourne tribute, I'd be like, yes. I totally see that. Sharon! Sharon! Here we go. AJ says, I'm going to do the world a favour. Ozzy Taker in a bad place. That's a moody shot as well, innit? That's a moody shot. That's a great shot. How he breaks that across his back. An Undertaker down and out, seemingly out. Now, I did struggle with this bit in the match. Right? Because clearly AJ staring at him and look, he's down. Yeah? Now, in my mind, Undertaker moves now. So Undertaker moves now. He was playing possum. He's getting ready. He jumps out the grave. No, he's still in the grave? So at what point does he freaking move? Now he moves. Now he sneaks past the tractor. I mean, I don't think AJ can see him there. But Undertaker's got a little bit of time. But you clearly look. And there he is, look. How? How? I've come to the conclusion he's got a twin brother. He has got a twin brother. This is the Undertaker. Big right hand by Undertaker. Let's hope WWE re-edits it like Liv's match so AJ wins. Days, any beard tips? I'm trying to grow mine while staying indoors. Dude, if you're... First of all, hello, how are you? Hope you're well, Wrestle with Andy. Great YouTube channel. Great YouTuber. If you are looking at this, thinking, yes, that is exactly what I want. I would love that. Growing on my face. And you think to yourself, wow, I need to reach out and ask this guy if he's got any tips. If you're seriously thinking that, you need to ask some big questions about your life. Right? Because this is unruly. It's out of control. It looks a mess. And I'll be the first to admit that. So, no, I've got no tips. Just don't care what people say. Keep your head down. Just let it get out of control. That's the biggest tip. Right, Undertaker on top of the roof. Throwing Gallows and Anderson around. Tombstone to Anderson on the roof of this barn. I'm gonna say it's a barn. I don't know if it's a barn. It's just you and me now, AJ. Just you and me now, buddy. Days, do your impression of the Undertaker wheezing again. Hurts. I can't even do it. Hurts. Here we go. Look, Undertaker has got AJ. He's going to look to choke slam him. Picks him up. Boom. Moody. That is moody, actually. Look at that. AJ crashing through the decking. It is good. It is like the end of an Undertaker movie, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? This Monday. Double contract signing. Extreme Rules, the horror show. There we go. It's on the graphic now. Extreme Rules, the horror show. There we go. Has Seth Rollins crossed the line? Want to know a scary secret? Wrestling Days has got more grey hairs than The Undertaker. It's true. It's true. At this point, The Undertaker announces himself as winner. Contract signings. Yeah, we got 2 contract signings. We got Dolph and Drew, Asuka and Sasha. They are coming up on Monday on Raw. Days Taker's last tombstone was to Carl Anderson. What's your predictions for the Great American Bash? I don't know. I don't know what matches are in it. They've announced they're doing the Great American Bash, but have they announced any matches? I don't know. I can't remember them. I think there's a couple that have been announced, but they've certainly not built it like a pay-per-view. I can't believe they're repeating this, says your boy Mumby. I really hope Extreme Rules isn't a horror show, says Dave in real life. Days, the whole show is going to be Undertaker, says Dr. Boxing Official Roblox. Michael says, I love the beard. Thank you, sir. Thank you, my friend. It's good that there's at least someone that shows some respect in the community. Is Roman Reigns returning tonight? I don't think so. Wow, C did Days dirty. Wow, that's all right. We all know that I like dirt. I'm a big fan of dirt. I buy it. If people are selling it, I'm buying it. Did they show Gallows and Anderson? Yes. Days, imagine if Dolph Ziggler, Aleister Black have a dream match. Is that a dream match? Is that a dream match? Did I read that right? Is that your dream match? Max. Dolph Ziggler and Aleister Black. I mean, look, I think you can dream bigger. I really do. Because that's a match I think we'll have. Has it not happened? Have we never had it? Because I think you'll get it. I'm pretty sure that's a very, very realistic match. I was expecting you to say, like, Sting Undertaker or something, you know? Ronda versus Asuka. Modern Mogul Enterprise says, when did we get a horror show in July? Well, it's not going to be the whole thing. I think they're just referring to the Bray Braun cinematic match that's coming. So that's what it's about. Days, do you think Undertaker will go into the Hall of Fame at Survivor Series? No. Days, I think WWE will induct them at Survivor Series. I don't think so. I always love your beard, Days, says Imtiaz. Days, is not your Malibu Barbie moniker. Well, I don't even understand that. I don't even understand what that means. Right. AJ is down in the dirt. Maybe that's the bit I've got. Come on up here. Undertaker helping him up. Scoops him up. Here we go. You're not going to last as long as I did. Don't bury me. Don't bury me. Quite literally, don't bury me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What are you sorry for, mate? Come on. I do like this. Guess the dirt. Oh, I can't wait to when we get it, and then we can establish exactly which piece of dirt it is. What are you sorry for? Come on. I like this side. This side of Undertaker is awesome. I love this. This back and forth. You gave me a hell of a fight. Do you think I'm going to bury you? Come on. Hey? Come on. Come here. We're all friends. Come on. Come on. Hey? There's a lot of people that haven't given me that fight. It is cool. The psychology in this bit here, this really makes it. There we go. Undertaker turns, looks as if he's about to walk away. Oh! Kicks him into the grave. There we go. AJ. I'm already subscribed. Kristen, shout out to you. Taker did a Dexter Loomis. What, when he stroked the head? Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure even Dexter Loomis will say that Undertaker probably did it first at some point. And here we go, Taker. With that dirt, going to empty it on top of AJ Styles. What's your favorite Vince match? Favorite Vince match? What, the WrestleMania 17 one has got to be up there. That's great. But, I mean, like, we rewatched Vince Hogan, and that was excellent as well. I mean, credit to Vince. He's had some really good matches. He's had some awful ones. The one against Brett was horrific. And there we go. The tombstone revealed to say AJ Styles. Modern Mogul Enterprises said, should the next WrestleMania be a full-length movie? Nah. Apparently that's a fake arm, by the way. I think they found it. I think they found this fake arm and they were like, we can use this. So that's not AJ's arm. And here we go. Undertaker jumps on his bike. Pulls forward. And this is a great shot, isn't it? Pyro shoots up and the Undertaker's logo is projected. I'd like to know who's on the projector. I'd like to know who's controlling the pyro. There was just a little shot there of AJ's hand sticking out of the grave at the end as Undertaker on his bike rides away. It's very good. It's very, very good. Right, wow, that's it for Undertaker. We go back and Corbin's in the ring. King Corbin? Saying Undertaker's an old bag of bones? Do you know how long Undertaker spent kissing the backside of a certain family? So Corbin being very disrespectful. The crowd is wearing masks now, says J14. Well, is this live now? I don't know if this is live or pre-recorded. Corbin says protected by the owners. Undertaker, you've been stealing money from this company? You're a selfish... Corbin says you're a selfish SOB? Corbin really, really laying into Undertaker here. Really laying into Undertaker. Who's going to have a problem with this? Who's going to come out and interrupt? Corbin says, I don't thank you. Although the crowd there do. And it certainly does look like a thinned out crowd. Corbin says, You suck. Right, from behind, Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy must have a soft spot for Undertaker. There we go. Hardy attacking Corbin. Well, whatever happened to freedom of speech? That's what I want to know. King Corbin was just speaking his mind, saying what he wanted to say. But no, Jeff Hardy won't let him do that. Well, there we go. Interesting. Interesting. Please don't tell me Corbin is going to retire Taker. He could do. He could do. He could do. Oh, could you imagine? They'll start calling Corbin the Legend Killer then, because he retired Kurt Angle, didn't he, at WrestleMania 35? Imagine if he retires Angle last year, Undertaker this year. Do you think WWE will show Michael's Taker next? I don't know. I mean, we had the hashtag Thank You Taker, and now it's changed to hashtag Smackdown. I've got the feeling that we might be done with the tribute to The Undertaker. We might have killed enough time. Corbin Taker at SummerSlam, says Bembo. Corbin retiring Angle was one too many. Taker put Jeff over in a ladder match in 2002. Can you shout out Donald Blackham? I don't know who that is, but shout out to Donald. Days, you need an entrance-worn Undertaker cape and hat for your collection. It would be your most prized possession. Oh, yeah, I mean, anything Undertaker worn would be a prized possession. Of course it would, yes. Very much so. King of Retirement. I love Corbin. SJWs happened to free speech. What happened to the hacker? I don't know. I think they're self-isolating. Days, how has WWE gone from the greatest show to a horror show? Well, hopefully we find out tonight. They have already shown a graphic saying that Extreme Rules is going to be the horror show. But I think that's just referring to Bray Braun, as we said. We're already 51 minutes in. We're only 9 minutes away from the halfway point. Monica King says, I still can't believe it was Corbin that retired him. Hit him with the slogan. What happens there happens here. Forever. Right. We are back. Tribute to Undertaker. Days, I once met Undertaker and I got a photo and he autographed my figure 6-pack. It's epic. Are we going to get an OG Wyatt entrance tonight? Don't know. We are now back to hashtag thank you Taker. So I don't know. I don't know what we're getting in this show. Days, you have a community decide what we watched on Tuesday, and NWA's cancelled right now. Yeah, we watched WrestleMania 1 last week, and I really enjoyed it, so we're going to watch WrestleMania 2. I think on a Tuesday, we tend to do, like, old school wrestling, like NWA, you know? I know that's a new product, but that's for, like, you know, people that like classic wrestling, the NWA. So just kind of makes sense to jump onto the network and watch some old school wrestling. So we watched WrestleMania 1. Loved it. So we're going to do WrestleMania 2. Right. SmackDown. We're back to SmackDown. What have we got now? Come on. Come on. Jeff Hardy backstage. Is this Sarah? Jeff Hardy says The Undertaker has been a mentor and a teacher. Everyone in this company owns gratitude to that man. I don't understand. So Jeff Hardy is challenging King Corbin, but what happened to the Sheamus thing? Main event tonight is going to be King Corbin and oh, here's Bayley and Sasha. Hello. Bayley and Sasha, she's got the script. She's got Michael Cole's script. And she's adding a few notes. Okay, cool. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a SmackDown. We've got a SmackDown. Oh, Bayley and Sasha. I'm not going to put them down because they're just on commentary. It's Alexa Bliss that's making her way down. She waves to Bayley and Sasha. What's happening? Nikki Cross. Are they facing each other, or are they in a team, or is it a fatal four-way, or what am I watching? Is this number one contenders match? I think this is a number one contenders match. I do remember there being a segment last week, wasn't there, backstage? So I think the winner will go on to face Bayley. Lacey Evans, Bayley holding her nose. So Fatal 4-way. Kairi Sane should challenge Bayley. I heard WWE is done with the hacker. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with the hacker. I've heard a few rumors that it might be done. I'd find that very hard to believe because it was very popular. Right, here we go then. Alexa Bliss versus Lacey Evans versus Nikki Cross versus Dana Brooke. We've got Nikki working on Dana. We got Alexa working on Lacey. We know that Alexa and Nikki are going to work together here. Some nice tag team style work. The two of them embracing the ring, but they're going to have to face each other. And there we go. Nikki trying to roll up Alexa. Why are you surprised, Alexa? It's a fatal 4-way match. Nikki Cross says, look, I still love you. And they shake hands. This is good. I'm down for this. Bit of friendly competition. Always good to see. Was Sasha singing the Ting Tings then? I think Sasha was singing the Ting Tings. That's not my name. Against the ropes goes Alexa. Over the top. Nice. Trip over by Lacey. Lacey hurling Alexa into the barricade. Lacey, Dana, both getting in. Now Nikki Cross finding herself outnumbered. Trying to get a sleeper hold on Lacey. Dana throwing Nikki down. Nice. Splash. 2. Lacey making the save. I love Lacey Evans. She is my favourite female wrestler right now. Forearm strikes coming in by Nikki Cross. Kick to the side of the head. Did Nikki Cross forget her wrestling gear? I mean, she tends to wrestle in something similar to this. She's just wearing, like, black leggings, really, isn't she? And, like, a black top. But she's got wrestling boots on. Well, some sort of boots on. Lacey going up, looking to Bronco bust Alexa and Nikki Cross. Lacey gets a 2. Dana Brooke with the double axe handle, breaking up the pin. Nice spear by Lacey, takes Dana down. Starting to fire in some right hands. Bayley says they are giving their all for me. Back elbow, that was nice by Dana. Against the ropes, into a cartwheel. Pops up into a back elbow. Not the best scoop slam. Dana going up top. I do think Dana is greatly improved. Nice. 1, 2. Nikki Cross making the save. Lacey and Dana confronted the Performance Center stalker. Okay, I didn't know that. Good match, says John. Forearm strike by Dana. Alexa starting to stir on the outside, coming into the ring. Nice scoop slam. Here's Alexa. Big slap by Alexa. Forearm strike to Dana. Nice takedown. Dana Brooke down. Alexa looking to go up top. Here she goes. Alexa in position. Looking for Twisted Bliss. Oh, knees come up by Dana. Knees up by Dana. Nikki Cross. Nice drop kick. Dana to the outside. Not everyone has got masks on, by the way. We should mention that in the crowd. There's only a few people wearing masks. A lot are not. Leg sweep by Lacey. Forearm strike by Lacey. Big kick by Lacey. Going over. Lacey hurled into the corner. Charging over. Nikki crashes into the corner. Takes the legs away from Nikki. Lacey drops the elbow. That was nice. Doesn't go for the pin. Dana Brooke comes in. Goes for a clothesline. Handstand against the ropes. Got caught. Nikki looking to roll up Lacey. 2, 3. Nikki Cross wins. Nikki Cross. It's going to be Bayley versus Nikki Cross. Days, if Taker has one more match, do you think it'll be at Survivor Series because that's where he had his first match? Or do you think it'll be at WrestleMania because that's where he is most famous? I would think WrestleMania. I mean, he will be at Survivor Series, but it only needs to be a promo. Only needs to be an appearance, you know? Doesn't need a match. You've got you go out in front of the most people. Why go out in an arena of 16,000 when you can go out in a stadium of 80? That's an upset, says Malik. Nikki Cross stealing it. We'll do halftime scores in a second. We're just going to go wait for the commercial break, which I think is coming up now. Jeff Hardy, King Corbin coming up tonight. No mention of AJ Drew Gulak yet. Okay. What? What kind of horrors have been unlocked in the mind of Braun Strowman? 8-man tag match coming up as well. Lucha House Party and New Day against Miz and Morrison and Cesaro and Nakamura. Right, get your halftime scores in. What do you think of SmackDown so far this week? Chase Jordan, SmackDown is on Fox in America. It's kind of weird when a couple are in WWE and AEW. Chalmers says 725. Williams says 6. Jay says 6. Owen says 8. Ben says 5. Train Dude 5 says 8. Texas Ranger Fan says 6.66. Big Boy Jose says 4. Tony says 6. Wrestling Days Fan says 5. 10 out of 10 from Ben Russell. Jerry Smith says 7.5. MC Bobby says elephant. It's a fair score. Big J 1008 says 5.2. Wow, they're going so fast. I can't keep up with them all. But we've got 7s and 6s and 5s. I don't think there's many high scores coming in for this, and I can understand it. I think a lot of it would depend, maybe if you've seen the Boneyard before. I mean, if you're a casual fan that for whatever reason never saw the Boneyard match, then maybe you'd be quite high on this show, but for me, they just killed 40 minutes of time, showing us footage that's either from Last Ride or Boneyard, and do you know what I mean? They've clearly had to change plans. I mean, there's no mention of Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, and the toast that was advertised last week. I don't know what's happening with AJ Styles and Drew Gulak. 4 without Boneyard, says Empty the Trash. 5 Big E's. Do you think Nikki will win the championship? No. Cal W95 says V Dream was in a car wreck today. Was he? Was he, dude? Shout out to Cal W bringing us that fresh news. Let's have a look. Velveteen Dream. Ringside said 2 hours ago that Velveteen Dream's release is rumored to be coming soon. I haven't heard anything about a car wreck. Don't know. Nothing coming through. So you got the latest there. I hope he's all right. I don't know anything about it. That's the first I've heard of it. And if you just do a quick Google search, nothing coming through yet. So very interesting news there. I've just sent you the tweet, says Sonny. Let's have a look. I'll have a look and see what it's... normally, I don't really like jumping on Twitter during streams because I think it comes across as maybe a little disrespectful, but I'm sure you guys want to know the latest. Sean Ross says, WWE have confirmed to me that Velveteen Dream was in a car accident and has been released from hospital. So, there we go. It must have been... I mean, he's out of hospital, but bad enough for him to have gone into hospital in the first place. So, there we go. Velveteen Dream in a car accident today. Thank you for that information. I can see that Cal W sent that through. Quite a few people. LSW did as well. Shout out to you. Shout out to Zed. Shout out to Jacob. Shout out to James Chadwick. Thank you to everyone that fired that through. Sonny as well, sending it over. Quite a few different people. AJ as well. So there we go. Man. Never rains, but it pours, doesn't it? Fire Velveteen, says Sean Flagstaff. According to Sean Sapp, he walked out of hospital and he is fine. Do you think Sister Abigail's lawn won the Universal? What? I don't even understand what that means. Bisawa! Right, we're moving on. New Day and Lucha Bros. Yes, it is. Aro and Nakamura. Oh, Big E's rolling down the ramp. That's cool. Big E, I just looked up and Big E's rolling his way down to the ring. Oh, this is what 2020 needs. 2020, I mean, I have been so vocal about splitting the New Day, but right now, no year has ever needed the New Day more. The power of positivity is crucial for 2020. We need the New Day. Look, here we go. They're throwing their jackets at Corey Graves. Corey Graves is like, every week they do this to me. Big E rolling down. That was the mega lols. Yeah, look at this. We've got some CGI pinatas as well. 2020 needs that as well. We need CGI pinatas. We need New Day, power of positivity, Big E rolling down the entrance ramp doing... angels in the ring, and it's what we need. This is what the show needed. Keep rolling. Charlotte Flair is having surgery, might be out till 2021, could be a collarbone. I think it was Nia. Let's blame her. Let's blame Nia. I'm blaming Nia. What channel is Fox? I don't know. I'm not. Days Velveteen Dream has been released from hospital. Here comes Cesaro with his Matrix-like entrance. Watch Cesaro and Mac win. William Hensey is a legend for that joke. Where's the William Hensey joke? Big E raising his chances of getting COVID. Yeah, probably not the best week to roll yourself around on the floor, but... Shinsuke making the way down with Cesaro. Cesaro, K. Cesaro Mora. Perhaps that's how they can be called. Cesaro Mora. Cesaro Mora. Cesaro Mora. Nakazaro. 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 I'm definitely calling him Nakazaro. Nakazaro. Oh, sometimes it's the little things. Nakazaro. Boom. Miz Morrison, Nakazaro, taking on Lucha House Party and The New Day. Cesaro's entrance was awesome. Shame it isn't used more. Michael says, I am tired of The New Day. They are getting old and stale, just like the pancakes they used to throw. Well, I do agree that they need to refresh. They need to move on from the pancakes and, you know, things like that. And for the longest time, I was saying turn Big E, you know. I just think, though, that we need some positivity. We need something to laugh and joke about. So if they can, like, revent a little bit, come up with some new shtick, then I'm on board with keeping them around for a little while longer. Big E dragging The Miz to the outside and firing some forearms across the chest, jumping back into the ring. Lucha Bros Days. This isn't AEW. Oh, have I put Lucha Bros? Oh, yeah, haven't I? Lucha House Party. There we go. Lucha House. Let's just call them that. Good old Lucha House. Nakasaro. Right. Trademark that days, says Quinn81. I'm gonna give it off. Do you know what I mean? If anyone's watching, if they want it, take it. I'm in a giving mood. Don't forget, guys, The Big Show is on Netflix. Also, this week, Corey's speaking to Renee Young, which will be quite interesting. Into the corner goes Cesaro. Back elbow by Lince Dorado. Goes round the houses. Tilt-a-whirl. Down goes Cesaro. Knee lift. Couple of knees. Chop by Lince against the ropes. Another tilt-a-whirl. Tilt-a-whirl takedown. In comes Grand Metalik. Yep, splashing off the shoulders of Lince. Some lovely tag work. Days Florida has got 9,000 COVID cases, the most ever in one day by a state. Wow. That's not good news, is it? Into the corner goes Grand Metalik. Cesaro should get a world title. Sonny Wolf says, hopefully Renee and John will be okay. Yes. I downloaded a load of After the Bell podcast when lockdown started, and I've still not listened to any of it. The Biking Group, shout out to you, my friend. Lucha House sounds like a Netflix documentary about luchadors. It does. It sounds like the follow-up to Legends House on WWE Network. We had Legends House, and now we've got Lucha House. Lucha House would be awesome. Imagine Lucha House if you had, like, Rey Mysterio. What other luchas would you put in there? You've got to have Rey. Who else would you have? I'd want Jushin. I'd want Jushin Thunder Liger. In comes Cesaro. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Nice kick by Nakamura and Cesaro and Nakamura both together doing the camera. Backgammon! That was nice. Nice bit of teamwork. Can you bring back the husbands? What? What are you on about? WWE have completely wasted Shinsuke. Ultimo Dragon? Ah, yeah, that'd be cool. Humberto and Andrade. Not Sin Cara. Kalisto. Are these really the biggest luchas that we could bring in? Kalisto and Sin Cara and Andrade. It's got to be some bigger luchas. Jushin Thunder Liger isn't a lucha, though. Nah, he does wrestle that style. William Hensey says it will be exciting when we get a different WWE wrestler. It just seems like it's the same performers every week. We need more jobbers, says William. I don't know why I read that out. Here we go. How's the show? Lucha House Party could be Rey Mysterio, Liger, Andrade, and a Lucha Hulk Hogan. Okay. Right, we're waiting for the voiceover guy to...
William Hensey is a legend. They donated $10 via Super Chat. It will be exciting when we get a different WWE wrestler. It just seems like it's the same performers every week. We need more jobbers.
Do you know what? I'd like some jobbers that have got... We were watching Raw the other day, and in the main event was Damian Demento. Now, Damian Demento, to my knowledge, never really got used in any major angles. Didn't have any major feuds. He might have been used in a Rumble or something like that, and, used to make up numbers. But by and large, he was a jobber, But he had a gimmick. I don't know what the gimmick was, but he had a gimmick. And the Brooklyn Brawler, these people, they had gimmicks. Now, you're lucky if you find out the name of the jobber, and when it is, it's like Peter Smith. It's like, I don't care about Peter Smith. Why can't they have great names? Why can't he be called Mr. Peter the Flying Chipmunk? Right? Honestly, if the jobber was called Mr. Peter the Flying Chipmunk, people would support that. People would get behind that. Social media would react very favourably to that, I'm sure. Braun Strowman versus Mr. Peter the Flying Chipmunk. That'd be awesome. But no! It's Peter Jenkins and all these kind of rubbish names. Survivor Series 2018 this Tuesday. Is that a bit random? Why have they gone with that one? 8-man tag continues. Bring back the Brooklyn Brawler, says DJ B Tazzy. Or the son of the Brooklyn Brawler, Brooklyn Brawler Jr. Imagine if they had Brooklyn Brawler Jr. come out. That'd be great. Miz and Morrison working together. Lucha House Party down on the outside. Miz trying for a pin on Kofi. And front face lock by Miz. Days Love Stream. What happened to the SmackDown hacker? Rumours are it has been dropped, yes. Did you know that Daniel Bryan was fired because of some violent actions? Yes. Didn't he choke? Who was it? Was it Josh Matthews with his own tie? I think Daniel Bryan jumped into the ring and grabbed Josh Matthews' tie and used it to choke him, and that was enough to get fired. You thought they would show an old SummerSlam with that being the next pay-per-view. Yeah, it doesn't really make much sense, does it? But whatever. Kick to the back by Nakamura. Big E trying to get into the ring. Cesaro pulling at the leg of Big E. He's pulling Big E's leg, he is. Cesaro is pulling Big E's leg. Nice baseball slide by Nakamura, and Big E goes crashing into the barricade. Face first goes Kofi. Shinsuke looking for a Kinshasa. Couldn't get it. Double stomp by Kofi. Russian Wolverine. Days, do you think Otis will cash in after Drew versus Dolph? They might tease it. They might tease it, but to be honest, I don't know if he's allowed. Is he allowed to go for that title, or does he have to go for Universal? Duck underneath by Morrison, back elbow by Grand Metalik. Springboard, head scissor takedown. That was nice. Drop kick. Another drop kick by Grand Metalik. Kick to the midsection by Morrison. Against the ropes goes Grand Metalik. Up, flip, lovely. 1, 2. Nope. Yeah, that was great. Sunset bomb. Grand Metalik is all over the place here. Second moonsault. Lindsay Dorado up top. Oh. Beautiful. 1, 2. No. So the ref won't check on Naka when he looks hurt. Well, all 8 people are brawling right now. Days, do you think WWE AEW should stop production when the virus is spreading? I mean, the virus is now at the Performance Center. I think it's difficult because they've got a contract to provide content, and I don't know what Fox are going to allow them to provide. Health comes first. Absolutely, it does. I think it's difficult. Nice. Head scissors takedown to the outside by Lindsay. Top rope Enziguri by Grand Metalik. Miz goes down. Grand Metalik walking on the ropes. Elbow drop. 1, 2, 3. Done. Nat Arnie says WWE is fake wrestling. Scripted is the word that people use. But shout out to you, Natani. As I said, scripted is what people tend to say. What's your favourite match with The Undertaker when he was a tag team with Kane? What's my favourite Brothers of Destruction match? I was never massively into Brothers of Destruction, if I'm being honest. Brothers of Destruction did have some really good matches. But I always preferred Undertaker on his own. We're backstage with King Corbin. This match has finished. She's back again. Old nosy Nelly. I like that. King Corbin's graphic is still King of the Ring themed. That's good. King Corbin says Jeff Hardy should follow in The Undertaker's footsteps and hang it up. Michael, shout out to you. Do you think there's an outside chance The Undertaker's going to make an appearance tonight? Here's Braun. We're going to find out what's on the monster's mind. So I think we're getting a Strowman promo. So we might be getting some Bray Wyatt goodness. That was nice. I think so, says the biking group. Roman's return will be the Usos starting a Samoan faction. Now that Tessa is gone from Impact, WWE should sign her. In my mind, she is an amazing wrestler. Apparently, with a bad attitude. Days, if Kane wrestles again, who would be his final match? I don't know that he will, to be honest. I don't know that he will. He's off being a mayor, isn't he? Days, please bring back the husbands. MC Bobby, if I knew what you was on about. If I knew what you was on about, I would bring them back. This episode is lame, says Waleed. It is definitely a step backwards. When is the Gulak Styles match? Seemingly not this week, and neither is Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. Tully needs to give Tessa a serious talking to. Waleed says attitude is as important as talent. Jim Ackerman, shout out to you, dude. Hope you are well. I'm good, thank you. Yes, I hope you are well. Baby Yoda says, I know this might seem crazy, but I think The Fiend, the Eater of Worlds, and Funhouse Bray are the same person. There we go. James says, if WWE didn't sign Tessa years ago, then they're not going to sign her now. Is Glenn Jacobs still under contract? He might be under like a merch deal, which means that figures can still be made, but it doesn't mean that he's going to work a match. But I should imagine he's under some kind of deal, yes. I mean, Undertaker's under a deal. He's under a deal for 15 years, isn't he? House Party need to win the tag titles. Has the message just died off now? Seemingly so, yes. Seemingly so. You seem sleepy. I feel all right. There's not really much to enthuse about, you know? I mean, like 40 minutes was stuff we've seen before. That got followed up by a Fatal 4-Way, which I was pretty into, you know? It's quite interesting to find out who's going to challenge Bayley next. But that last match, who cared? Honestly, didn't matter who won. It didn't mean anything. Again, it's just to kill time. It's just to fill time. So, I got to tell you, my score for this show is pretty low right now. But with half an hour to go, let's see what they come up with. We've still got some interesting stuff. Days, if Seth and Becky's kid... What if Seth and Becky's kid is the greater good? Could be. Wasn't the fake hacker supposed to do something on the 26th? Lol. I have no idea. People did keep shouting about the 26th. Yes. So I think there was meant to be something. We're just seeing what happened last week. I created you, Braun. It is my duty to destroy you. Follow the buzzards. Days, what's your thoughts on Backstage being cancelled? I thought the show, whenever I watched it, I thought the show was all right. Wasn't really essential viewing. Here comes the Strowman Express. Boop, boop. They should make him look like a train. Could you imagine if he came down and he had like a costume on where he looked like a train? That'd be awesome. And he had a little horn. The Strowman Express. It's like a cardboard thing. Maybe that you'd wear. Can you get something like that? Can you dress as a train? Train, costume. Let's have a look. Ah, yes! They do one for kids. Oh, yes. Here we go, guys. I'm going to show you what Strowman should wear. Yes, there we go. Do, 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 do. Look at that. The Strowman Express. Do, do. Right, hang on. Let's try and pay this. Some guys, can we be serious? Bray said no. That's my friend. He was confused. Yeah. Okay, so what we're learning here is Bray's an idiot. And all Bray did was laugh. So a snake kept biting Bray, and Bray just kept laughing, apparently. He didn't bleed or flinch. All he did was laugh. And at that moment, wow, well, that is quite a revelation. Apparently, Bray Wyatt is the devil himself. Well, you kept that quiet. Do you know what I mean? Could have told us before. I started doing the devil's work. And Braun says he loved every second of it. Parts of me still does. He says, I've tried everything to lock that side of me away. But it calls. You can't go on living like this. This feels like a song. Is he challenging him to a swamp match? I'm either going to come out of this. So Braun is really teasing that he's got two sides of him and that he could be turned. I think Braun is definitely joining Bray ultimately. What do you say, Bray? Why does Braun look like he's been crying? Braun's eyes look very red. Let's go home. Let's go home. Smile on the face of Braun as we hear the laughter track play. Braun's losing his mind. I don't think Braun is going to be wearing this costume, guys. He's losing his freaking mind. this Monday. Well, that was a thing, wasn't it? That was a thing that happened. I mean, look, Braun's teasing that part of him would go back to joining Bray. I mean, we've seen these teases for a while, you know? We saw at, was it Money in the Bank, where he put the mask on and he was like turning his head, and we thought that it was gonna, you know, maybe this is Braun rejoining Bray. But he managed to, you know, resist the urge, fight it, and he didn't in the end. But yeah, I think they are teasing that it's going to happen. I don't know that it will, though, if I'm being honest. Rowan is going to return at the Swamp. Yes, I love the laugh. Why would WWE fill time with an 8-man tag match when they could just do Gulak AJ? I don't know if they're there, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know if they're there or if they've decided. See, part of the problem might be that because of all the disruption to filming, they don't have much in the way of a show for next week. So it might be they need that footage for next week, which is why they've just had to fill time with let's pay tribute to The Undertaker, and also like, you know, moving a few things around and making, like, King Corbin and Jeff Hardy was not advertised. They've just had to pull that out of nowhere. So yeah, I kind of think that the disruption that's happening behind the scenes is very much impacting the storylines and the show that we're getting, which, you know, is no great surprise, is it? Following that moody promo, I'm going to take away this picture now. Doesn't quite fit anymore, does it? How do they have all this footage without Harper in it? It's a good question. It's a good question. I thought the promo was all right. Days, at this point, do you think they've given up on the hacker? I don't know. Braun has got allergies. Either that or he has been crying. Days, at this point, do you think they're giving up at the hacker? I don't know. I mean, we haven't seen it in a few weeks. If it reappears further down the road, I wouldn't be surprised. I really thought that the Jeff Hardy, Sheamus car accident thing was going to lead to the hacker revealing the truth. But I think, honestly, WWE have got bigger problems right now. So I don't know if it's just on hold or if they have binned it. Days, didn't WWE used to beep out the B word? Yes. What is tonight's escape pod? Linda McMahon. Days, I dare you to DM Bruce that costume. Yeah, I mean, it'd be pointless because he'd never see it. The amount of DMs and suggestions Bruce must get. Just imagine Bruce gets inundated with storyline suggestions. We need the hacker. Braun should arrive to the Swamp in a train. Yes, he should. In that costume. Renee Young not only interviewed AJ, but the Iconics interviewed Caleb Braxton for Billy Kay's birthday and also interviewed AJ, Drew, Lashley. So as a precaution, AJ couldn't be there. Okay. Some of this footage is new that is mixed in with old. I would pay good money to see Braun in a cardboard Thomas the Tank costume. You must resist the dark side. I expect more from Undertaker tribute, but it's been okay. Still a bit weak for such a legend, says Scott. That train Braun attire is for the 2020 gimmick battle royal, yeah? Days, for a video, you could DM wrestlers. I have no interest in DMing wrestlers. The whole horror show title for just one match. Well, they did it with the greatest wrestling match ever, didn't they? Is it going to be, do you think that it's going to be Jeff against King Corbin now? Towards the end of the match, the gongs will sound. distracts King Corbin. Jeff gets the win. We don't see Undertaker. Or maybe some figure appears that they're going to make out is the Undertaker. Next week, guys. Next week, the toast to Jeff Hardy. We haven't forgot about it, guys. It's next week. You thought it was this week? Oh, silly. No, it's next week. Silly Billies. Aren't you silly Billies? No, that's next week. We told you last week it was in 2 weeks. Don't look back. Don't go back and watch that episode. But we definitely said it was in 2 weeks' time. Here comes King Boring. King really boring. Here he is. I'm really boring. I'm really boring. People come up to The Undertaker and ask him, did he wrestle Dude Love? It's been a very poor SmackDown. It has. This reminds me of those, first lockdown SmackDowns. I think it really shows the problems that are going on behind the scenes because the quality of the shows had actually got better. It actually got to a really good point. And this week's episode has been awful. Just awful. Well, that's my feeling anyway. Days, Matt Riddle and Drew Gulak are there. I saw them saying thank you, Taker, at the beginning. Perhaps they're just lazy. Right. We've got 17 minutes. That's a fair bit of time, isn't it? I suppose, actually, when you add in the old commercials. When you add in those old commercials. WWE is spreading out the recordings. Yes. You could see in Corbin's face he knew he was about to get attacked. Well. Shoulder tackle by King Corbin. Takes down Jeff. We got about half an hour left of the stream, 15 minutes left of this show. And then we're going to stick around, get your thoughts after SmackDown as to whether you enjoyed it, whether you didn't enjoy it, what your thoughts were of the show. And then we do have Wrestling Escape Pod. Riddle is a beast. That's why I don't like these kinds of episodes when there's a tribute. It takes up about 50% of the show. Not the best SmackDown, says Miss Clown 1. I know. Why is this the main event? Because he wears face paint. Yeah. And the other one's a king. When do you think a king should compete? In the mid-card? He's a king. Hardy against the ropes, baseball slide, big right hand by King Corbin. Hardy goes back into the announce desk. Corbin rolls into the ring, rolls straight back out again. As much as I hate King Boring, I really love his theme song. Jerry says, this show has gone by super fast. Oh, King Boring! Straight over the commentary table. Boom. Days, this is my first time watching. Thank you for joining us, Michael. Appreciate your input, man. Thank you for, stopping by, dropping some comments in. This is all we do. This is all we do. We watch the show, praise what we like, moan about what we don't. I am trying to not be quite such an old man, and I am trying to cut down on the moaning. Here we go. Stomps by Jeff Hardy. Face first goes King Corbin. Days, did you see the Matchroom Boxing's 4 events that's happened? I did not. No. Days, I love your beard. Thank you. It loves you as well. What if one day Matt Riddle comes to the ring with a foot fungus? That's Interesting comment. I think after COVID-19, WWE needs to put on one massive cut. Yeah, that they should, you're right. Massive. Give us the WrestleMania we never had. Well, kind of had, but didn't really have. They won't. If there's going to be a big show, it'll be in Saudi. Oh, King Corbin, look. Mocking the Undertaker. Why would Undertaker... I'm pretty sure Undertaker sat at home looking at King Corbin thinking, no one cares about you. I don't care about you. If you think that that's bothering me, think again. Do you know what I mean? Days, have you seen the new Battleground images? Yes. It's an image of a goat, which is quite interesting. Undertaker is definitely here, says Mike. Mocking him again. 4 events at Eddie Hearn's backyard, including 2 world title fights. Amazing. Well, I can definitely see us streaming those if they don't clash with anything. Undertaker versus Corbin. Well, that's the dream match that everyone's been clamoring for. We've all been sitting here going, why can't we just get one more match? And I hope it's against Corbin. And we've all been sitting here saying that. Why another ad break? Because we love them. You've got to get used to the ad breaks. You've got to get used to them. As wrestling fans, we just need to learn to embrace them. I don't think Undertaker even knows who Corbin is, says J14. I know, yeah. Yeah. The Great American Bash is a 2-night event just like Fyter Fest. It is. It's going to be this Wednesday and the Wednesday after. It's actually going to make for quite an interesting Wednesday stream. Wyatt versus Povetkin has been announced. Amazing. WWE has confirmed to Sean Ross Sapp that Velveteen Dream was in a car accident. Indeed. Move over, Shawn Michaels. Taker Corbin could be match of his career, says Tony. Do you think Undertaker was like, Vince, just give me one more match? I was meant to fight in front of a crowd at WrestleMania 36 and I couldn't. I'm begging you, just one more. But I do have one more request. Can it please be against King Corbin? Oh, come on! I've waited years for this match. You know I've wanted to face him for years. And then he's won King of the Ring, Vince. He's the current king. Let me face the current king, please. I mean, that's literally a conversation that never happened. Right, we're going back. We've got superstars around the edge of the ring. We got Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke, Lucha House. What's happening here? Braun has come down. Why are people pounding on? Why do they even care? This is just Jeff Hardy against King Corbin. I don't understand what's happening. This is just a nothing match. Why did the superstars backstage go, guys, we've got to get out there. This is such a big deal. We've got to cheer on Jeff. I just don't get it. Maybe Taker is coming out. Did you notice Cena's eyes in the picture of the funhouse? His eyes are blue and not a red cross. There we go. Triple H don't keep with AEW. Also, Triple H Great American Bash returns. Why is this a thing? I just don't know. I would cry if Undertaker had his last match against Corbin. Could you freaking imagine? Corbin sucks. Corbin sucks. How did this turn into a lumberjack match? I don't know. Riddle is out there. How did we not see Riddle? I don't understand. Riddle had a great match last week. Why didn't we get a promo or anything? Right hand by Corbin. Gulak is out there as well. Someone reported because Renee has been found to be positive. She was in the ring with AJ last week. So, but in all fairness, all the superstars are out there. Braun on the outside. Getting in the face of Baron Corbin. And Corbin is wiping. That's going to be a nightmare to clean. Look at all the smudges on that plexiglass. The Performance Center cleaner right now is watching this going, you mother... Oh. Do you know how hard it is to clean off face paint off plexiglass? Corbin trying to get a pin on Jeff. I almost fell asleep during Corbin matches. We'll battle through, man. Battle through. We don't know if there's going to be a nice little cheeky surprise at the end or anything. Probably not. There should not be a large gathering like this, even though all the COVID tests were negative. Hello, Josh. Hope you're well. Matt Riddle is out there. There's two kind of heels. Heels that people enjoy hating, but loving sometimes. And then there's Corbin. Right hand coming in by Jeff Hardy. We don't know what's happening with the Hacker. Dude, the Hacker storyline might be over. We don't know. Or you just enjoy this King Corbin, Jeff Hardy, random lumberjack match instead. You don't need the Hacker. Look what you're getting instead. Here we go. Jeff going for a pin on Corbin. Unless the Undertaker appears and tombstones Corbin, this is a very bad show. FaZe Jarvis, shout out to you. Heather says, exactly, I agree with whoever just said that. Looking for the twist of fate, gets pushed into the corner. Big strike by Jeff Hardy. We're approaching the final few minutes of the show. Corbin grabbing Jeff. Here we go. Jeff lands on his feet. Jeff against the rope, stuck underneath. Oh, deep six. Deep six. 1, 2. Shoulder up by Jeff. Come on! Deep six. This show is awful, says Wrestling Days fan. Big, boring, baldy Baron Corbin. Jeff. Outside the ring. Corbin. Ooh, into the ring steps. And Corbin thrown back into the ring. Hardy takes his top off. Hardy looking for the swanton. Going up top in the corner. Here we go. Connects. 1, 2. And Hardy wins. Thank God. Thank God. The Undertaker's legacy has been defended. The honor of the Undertaker has been defended. The respect for the Undertaker has been defended. There's no respect here, though, as King Corbin attacking Hardy from behind. Superstars are jumping into the ring one by one for some reason. Big ending to Corbin. Big E going over. Helping Jeff Hardy up to his feet. Huh? Saying to Braun, do you want to Do you want to have a go at Baron Corbin? Hey, Braun, come on. Yeah, I don't understand what's going on. Corbin getting up to his feet. Accidentally knocks into Strowman. Strowman scoops up. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else you're going to invite in? Yes, we are. We are. Oh, my God. Do you remember when Enzo got attacked by loads of different people on 205 Live? Do you remember that? Enzo got absolutely humiliated by the roster. That's what we're watching right now. Riddle. Floating bro. Let's get someone else in. Yeah, what an incredible moment this is. Yeah. We're celebrating, guys. New Day, Braun, Matt Riddle, Jeff Hardy, Undertaker's honor has been defended. And he's not even here to say thanks. True respect. And Jeff Hardy goes down onto one knee as they put a picture up on the screen. There we go. Thank you, Taker. Chance breakout. Wow. That was a thing. Woo! Woo! That was a thing. Get your scores in. What do you score it? I think that the main event, the ending, the fact that Jeff Hardy is paying tribute to the... I know that they've had matches, but that wasn't Kane that was in the ring, right? That's not one of his greatest ever rivals. That wasn't Triple H in the ring. I mean, like, Jeff Hardy is a pretty random person to be defending the Undertaker's honor. Do you know what I mean? It's all a little bit random. I really think, and this might sound bad, right? But I really genuinely think that most of us could have booked a better show than that with the talent that they had there at their disposal. Do you know what I mean? And they had Matt Riddle. So you telling me you couldn't have given us a Matt Riddle match? Are you telling me that Jeff Hardy against King Corbin is really the best thing you can do? That really is the best main event that you can do. I understand if you need to kill a bit of time doing the Undertaker thing and killing off 40 minutes. Don't like it, but, you know, I can understand it. There's a lot of problems. But, really? We're saying that's the best show that you could give us tonight. A misstep. The shows have been getting better. And for me, this is a misstep. Brian says 6. Chalmers says 7. Big Boy Dally says 5. Pablo says 6. BBYPSI gives it about 4.25. Nick gives it a 10. Says, I'm emotionally compromised. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. 4, and that's me being generous. 2 says horror fanatic. Well, dude, you are going to love Extreme Rules. 5.5, 6, 4.25. 5, very middle of the road. 6, what was that show? 5, but if Bray showed it, would have been a 6. 10. 3.5, 6, 7.8. Well, look, I've seen a lot of 5s, and I'm gonna agree. I enjoyed the Fatal 4-Way with the women. I think that had meaning. You know, it meant something. They were competing to try and find out who was going to face Bayley. So that had a purpose, right? Undertaker watching the Boneyard. I can get with that a bit. You know, Boneyard. First time people might have seen it on TV. Only happened earlier this year. We've seen it before, but it's a good match. And, I'm all right with watching that. So I'm all right with watching the Boneyard. I'm all right with the Women's Fatal 4-Way. I'm all right with Braun's promo. I didn't think it was amazing, but I thought it was interesting. But I've got to tell you, all in all, this for me is a below average show. Average would be 6.5. And I think this is below average. If they were giving us this kind of thing every week, could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? The shows have been way better than this. They've been way better. Way better than this. Pablo Gamer, shout out to you. People still firing in their thoughts. Jim, obviously a big fan of 205 Live, which is coming up very, very soon. I think it might have started, actually. Days, I'm going to give it a 5.5 because Corbin lost. Yeah, but I didn't even care who won. I didn't care. That was the problem. I didn't care who won out of the 8-man tag match. It didn't bother me in the slightest. And it didn't bother me in the slightest. Jeff Hardy was not fighting for Undertaker's honor. Undertaker probably wasn't even watching this show. So, do you know what I mean? This wasn't an epic build, and it's like it actually meant anything. So, I just didn't care. I didn't care. And I think that's reflected in the score. Drew Gulak is doing commentary on 205 Live. Do you think Nikki Cross will beat Bayley? No. Days, imagine Dolph Ziggler versus Aleister Black. That would be a dream match. Jack says it would be a 5 if I'd watched from the start. Baby Girl says, what channel is UFC on? BT Sport here in the UK. ESPN Plus in the US. Did I just hear Michael Cole say a proper send-off? I don't have it. I have it turned down, so I don't know. Brian Schaefer with the poop emoji. Bring back retro, says Keith. DJ says, I don't know what to say. Doing the after party. DJ B Tazzy's got his after show party coming up. That'll be on after Wrestling Escape Pod. Wrestling Escape Pod this week clocks in at about 50 odd minutes. So it's not like an hour long this week. It clocks in at about 51, 52 minutes. So, it should be... It starts in about 10 minutes. So, we've got Wrestling Escape Pod. Then after that, DJ B Tazzy's got his after show party. So, if you want to continue sharing your thoughts on the show tonight, you can jump over there and do that on DJ B Taz's show. Michael Cole should have come in and given King Boring a beating. Sophia says it was 7 out of 10 at first, but now I'll give it a 6.5. The stream was fun, though. Thank you, Sophia. Shout out to you, my friend. Texas Ranger Fan 18, shout out to you. Kuji says, I'm giving it a 6. But Spark gives it a cabbage out of 10, and I don't even know what that means. Monica King says, not a great tribute. Austin 316 says, don't forget to check out Wrestling Escape Pod with Days and Triple T after this. It'll be great as always. Shout out to you, dude. Thank you for the kind words. Days, aren't you happy with Liverpool winning the Premier League? I think it's been obvious for a long time, so I don't really have a feeling on it, to be honest.
Austin 316 is a legend.
Happen.
They donated $10 via Super Chat. Don't forget to check out the Wrestling Escape Pod with Days and Triple T after this. It'll be great as always.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate the support, dude. Shout out to Austin 316. Days, do we get to find out more about Tommy's shared tree? We go off into some weird conversations, yes, as always. Is Michael Cole undefeated? I believe so. I can only recall the one match that he had against Jerry Lawler at WrestleMania, and obviously Lawler won, but because Lawler didn't let go of the submission hold, the result was reversed. Monica says, well, at least they were able to do something considering the circumstances. That's true. Philip, shout out to you. Esteban gives it a 3.16. SmackDown is a 4.75. You're welcome, Days. Thank you, my friend. Really wish people would respect others, says Sunny Wolf. Answer, heel or face round 2, Lacey Evans. Heel. Don't like her as a face. Braun. Heel. Omega. Face. Sami Zayn. Can do both, but face. Alexa Bliss. Oh, that's an interesting one, actually, Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, maybe a face. Maybe a face. She's all right as a heel, but maybe a face. Yeah, maybe a face. What are we watching tomorrow? UFC tomorrow. Days would have been hilarious if Corey had come out of retirement just to save Corbin from Braun. Or what if Nicholas had come down? Imagine if, like, out of nowhere, Braun's in the ring and all of a sudden you hear, "Don't do it, Braun!" And Braun's like, "Huh?" And he looks up and then out walks Nicholas. "It's me, Braun! Your old tag partner, Nicholas! Don't do it, Braun!" Nicholas? That'd be amazing. That would have made this a 10 out of 10 SmackDown, and you know it as well. Days, who do you think should retire? The Undertaker? Well, it's got to be King Corbin, hasn't it? After the disrespect that was just shown, it's got to be. No, I would have it as AJ. I think Undertaker's going to want to go out with the best match he possibly can, right? And he might be retired now. I mean, he could be done. But I just think there'll be one more. And I think that he owes AJ. You know? AJ just gave him a great match to add to his legacy of great matches with the Boneyard match. And you don't win your last match. So I think he loses to AJ at WrestleMania in the match we should have had this year. That'd be epic. And then, you know, you've got between now and WrestleMania to get in any other matches that you might want to do. Like Sting. I'd love a Sting match at some point. But I don't think it's happening. I really don't think it's happening. Hamed says, not a good show tonight. Pokemon Gamer 95 says, all I'm thinking is Strowman Express. Yes. Nicholas was Superstar of the Year. Nicholas should be in the Hall of Fame. See you in hell, Yowie says, is it UFC tomorrow? You know it, baby girl. Bray gets running power slammed into a lake of reincarnation, and out comes Bray, Funhouse Bray, Fiend, Husky Harris, Bo Dallas, Mike Rotunda, Axel Mulligan, and Nicholas. Absolute scenes, says Matthew. Days, will they use Nicholas for the Wyatt family? Yes. Nicholas, guys. I've got an insider. I've got a source within WWE, all right, that is telling me that Nicholas is actually going to be Sister Abigail. Think about that. He's got the hair. Think back to what Nicholas looks like. Actually going to be revealed that it's Nicholas that was Sister Abigail all along. That's why Braun picked him in the first place. That makes sense now, doesn't it? Makes sense now. You just thought that it was just a young boy. Well, it was. But the inside was like a 90-year-old woman. So there we go. Days, I can't wait to find out about Tommy's overgrown shared tree. Well, you're just moments away. MC Bobby says, bring back the husbands. MC Bobby has been saying that all night. It's a real campaign for MC Bobby, and I hope that really does pay off. I hope the husbands do come back, yes. I mean, we've not seen Nicholas in a couple of years. He's got the hair, he has. So I'd say he's a sufficient replacement for Luke Harper. No one would notice. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Braun comes down with Rowan and Nicholas, but he still refers to Nicholas as Harper? Harper. Sort him out. And Nicholas just kind of wombles over. That'd be the best. That would be the best. Ryan says, I hope they bring back the WWE Slammy Awards. Keith says, can you bring back retro? Yes. I don't know what that means, but yeah. There's big rumours that Randy Orton wants to work with some NXT talent. Yes, I heard that as well. I also heard that Vince is still high on Asuka. He still loves Asuka. Whew. We were worried that he might love Asuka because of Paul Heyman. Like, Paul Heyman, I know, was a big Asuka fan, but apparently it doesn't matter that Paul Heyman has gone. He's still really high on Asuka, so that's good news. Days, you should start streaming on Twitch. No. Looking forward to UFC. Should be good. Check WWE Twitter. What does it say? Just let us know. Let us know. An absolute terrible SmackDown. I'm worried about Raw. Lauren, what does it say? What does it say? We've got moments left. People are saying check WWE's Twitter. Check it. Guys, you can take the credit. Feel free to jump on and say what it says. I'll have a look though. The horror show will become even more terrifying when Universal non-title? What? Non-title? The horror show at WWE Extreme Rules will become even more terrifying when Universal Champion Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt meet in a non-title Wyatt Swamp fight. Now, I've got to tell you, the swamp part doesn't surprise me. I'm not surprised in the swamp bit. Kind of thought that they were going to do something like that. We did a video on it yesterday where I was like, could you imagine if it'll be, I think I said at the swamp or in like a haunted wood or something like that. So I'm not too surprised by that. But I'm super surprised that non-title. Non-title? So does that mean that Bray could win? Hang on. So why have they dropped that news now at the end of the stream? I've got to go because of it being Wrestling Escape Pod. But does that mean, let me quickly get this thought in. Does that mean Bray wins because it's non-title and manages to turn Braun? If he's going to win, you would think that he's going to turn Braun at the same time. So non-title is actually quite interesting. It does allow them to do more. But I don't understand. Wasn't this whole thing because Bray wanted the belt back? It all started because of that, didn't it? He was like, you've got something I want, just give it to me. That's how this all started. So now it seems like maybe it's progressed. And so now it's turned into it's not the title that Bray wants now, or maybe it is, but Braun's just not giving him the title. I don't know. I'm really thrown off by the non-title thing. Could Nicholas be the hacker? Yes. Otis is going to cash in at the swamp. This being a non-title match does do wonders. I like it. Well, it definitely opens it up to more. But I do think that Bray fans are going to be a little frustrated because I think they're going to want Bray to at least have an opportunity at the belt. So, Gaming Time 07, shout out to you. Bray wins, and then The Fiend will face him at SummerSlam. Lauren says you're welcome. Thank you. Yes, thank you for the knowledge. Although next time, Lauren, take it. Make it your own. You found the info. Just be like, guys, I've got some big breaking news. Right, and you know what? With that bombshell, boy, I've got to go. I'm already a minute late. I should be over at Wrestling Escape Pod right now. I'm actually interrupting my own podcast So I do need to go. But thank you to everyone that joined us. Really do appreciate the support. James M says, hit him with the slogan, what happens here happens there. And what's happening there right now is a brand new episode of the Wrestling Escape Pod. We are back tomorrow for UFC. We're back on Sunday for a Royal Rumble 93 watch along. We're back on Monday for Raw, Tuesday for WrestleMania 2, Wednesday for Great American Bash and Fyter Fest. So much going on. So much going on. Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. And hopefully, see you again next time. Bye for now.